Sports Radio 950 ESPN, Rochester sports leader, proudly welcomes you to coverage of the Rochester Rhinos. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's the voice of the Rhinos, Joe Giuliano, on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Well, on Saturday, July 17th, the Carolina Railhawks took 3 points away from the Rochester Rhinos. Tonight, the Rhinos have a chance to avenge that loss as they wrap up their longest road trip of the season. Good evening and welcome to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. I'm Joe Giuliano. Well, it's rematch time for one of the better rivalries in the USSF Second Division. Rochester enters the game with an 8-5-6 record and 30 points. They're tied for second place now overall in the league with Vancouver. And the Rhinos are coming off a wet and wild one on Saturday in Puerto Rico. The Islanders knocked off the Rhinos 3-1. For the home team, the Carolina Railhawks, they begin a 4-game homestand tonight with a record of 6-3-6. They've got 24 points, and they last played in Rochester 10 days ago. This should be a very well-rested and hungry team to play on their home turf. Now, in that game, they used a Saliu Bundu goal to gain the 3 points at Marina Auto Stadium. Carolina has played the fewest games in the league with only 15 in the books. This is the third out of 4 matches this year between the Railhawks and the Rhinos this season. They played at Marina Auto Stadium in the first 2 meetings. May 1st was a 1-1 result. That was the Rhinos' home opener. And then they won in Rochester 1-0 last week, 10 days ago. So Carolina well-rested. The Rhinos' final road game of their season-longest road trip. So it's going to be an interesting one. 2 teams at the opposite end of the fatigue spectrum. We'll see who has it and who doesn't have it tonight over the 90 minutes at the beautiful Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the Rochester Rhinos. We'll look at the Carolina Railhawks, and then we'll look at standings, the schedule in the USSF Second Division, and a ton of world soccer news to get to. And some of that includes my hero, my man, Diego Maradona. Not a good day for him and for fans of Maradona. We'll talk about that later on here on the pregame show. But the big one tonight, it's Rochester and Carolina kicking off at 7 o'clock. The Rhinos and the Railhawks coming up soon here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling. Sure, you want to look good, but more important, you want to feel good. The staff at the family-owned World Gym Rochester knows what it takes to get results. World Gym Rochester invites you to experience a different feeling. Satisfaction, accomplishment, elation, health, and happiness. Stop into World Gym Rochester, 1717 East Avenue across from Wegmans, or call 271-0440. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling.
Hey Rhino fans, did you know that Food Link, the regional food bank, does more than rescue and redistribute food? Hunger is just a symptom of a greater problem. So Food Link's programs promote nutrition and economic development in order to impact on the systemic causes of hunger. To volunteer, donate, or learn more about what you can do to help, please visit our website at foodlinkny.org or call 328-3380. Working together, we have the power to end hunger, build self-sufficiency, and foster nutritional wellness right here in our community.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. The Strath Allen Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff and the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
And welcome back. The Rochester Rhinos pregame show all season long has been sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. I'm Joe Giuliano. Tonight, the Rhinos end their 9-day road trip with a chance to come home with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. But standing in their way, the always stingy Carolina Railhawks. Well, if you watched or listened to Saturday's game in Puerto Rico, the Rhinos will be shorthanded this evening. Aaron Pitchkolin will serve his 1-game suspension after a red card in Puerto Rico. And team captain Frankie Sanfilippo back in Rochester awaiting the birth of his first child. We wish Frankie and his wife the best of luck and congratulations. It'll be interesting to see how the Rhinos respond to a very wet, sloppy, and even at times very ugly loss to Puerto Rico over the weekend. In that game, Isaac Kissy scored his 4th goal of the year off an assist from Rich Costanzo. That was on a corner kick. Now forwards Isaac Kissy and Anthony Hamilton share the team leading goals with 4 apiece. Neil Kitson got the start in Puerto Rico. He and Scott Vallow have split the first 2 games of the road trip. Kitson has a 0.99 goals against average. Vallow is at a 0.70 goals against average. Overall, the Rhinos are 8-5-6 with 30 points. They're currently tied with Vancouver for the second best spot in the USSF second division. And speaking of goalkeepers, the third and final game of the road trip this evening goes to Neil Kitson. He will get the start once again this evening. And to be honest with you, Kitson took down Jagdio Singh just outside the 18, another one of those counterattack breakaways when the Rhinos were attacking Saturday night. Kitson took him down. The last defender, Jagdio Singh, tried to dribble Kitson. He takes him down, and he was given a yellow card. I was expecting to see a red card. Wasn't expecting to see a yellow, but Kitson catches a break. He is with a yellow card off of Saturday, so he'll get the start this evening. Neil Kitson, 8 games played and a 0.99 goals against average, 1 shutout, and 9 goals against. Kitson was the 42nd pick in the 2009 draft of the Kansas City Wizards in Major League Soccer. All right, stick around when we come back. We'll talk about the well-rested and hungry Carolina Railhawks, a team that has been magic on the road. Now a big 4-game homestand begins tonight for Carolina. We'll talk about that on the other side. This is the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com. Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health. Dr. Donald Dudley, certified chiropractic sports practitioner, is the team chiropractor for the Rochester Rhinos. Patients are now being accepted at 90 Erie Canal Drive in Greece in the Canal Ponds Medical Complex. For more information and appointment, call 225-6430 and visit the website at healthsourcechiropractic.com. That's 225-6430. Dr. Donald Dudley and Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. 1 ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit rochestersportsfan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. rochestersportsfan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show, brought to you This portion brought to you by Free Time Magazine, online all the time at freetime.com. Well, it's Rochester and Carolina. The Railhawks are 6-3-6. They've got 24 points. They begin the second half of the season at home tonight against your Rochester Rhinos. This is the third out of 4 matches between the Railhawks and the Rhinos this season, with the Railhawks winning the latest match in Rochester 1-0. Boondu with the game-winning goal, and Boondu not even in the lineup this evening for Martin Rennie and the Carolina Railhawks. Well, the Railhawks looking to earn the 3 points tonight against Rochester. A win would put them behind Vancouver by only 3 points, and they would still have 3 games in hand. Now, Carolina opening a 4-game homestand tonight. Railhawks fans will be catching a glimpse tonight of Carolina's newest addition. It is forward Alan Russell. Russell played in the Scottish Premier League with Kilmarnock. He had a 2-year deal there. Played in England with Macclesfield. He is a 29-year-old striker. He'll wear number 10 this evening. That is Alan Russell. Well, as we mentioned, Carolina plays the next 4 on home turf, and it's a tough schedule coming up for the Railhawks. It goes like this: Rochester, Vancouver, Montreal, and Rochester once again. Now, although the homestand is very nice for Carolina, the road has been amazing. 1 loss so far on the season for the Railhawks, and that was, guess where? In Montreal, where, you don't want to say this, but things do tend to happen in a controversial fashion. They lost that game. Their only road loss of the year up in Montreal. You can probably put some question marks next to that one. Carolina will get the services back tonight of Daniel Palladini. He was sitting out the last game in Rochester because he got a red card up in Montreal after, not happy or objecting to some of the calls made in that game. So Palladini is back. He is in the starting lineup tonight. He set out the last game in Rochester. Now, leading the way in goals for Carolina has been the Maltese international, Etienne Barbara. He's got 5 goals in 13 games played. He is listed as a reserve this evening.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
The most underrated virtue in America is discipline. It doesn't get attention, it's not sexy, and nobody talks about it. But if you lack it and you're a public figure, it will be your downfall. And by the way, it's not just for the rich. Every job in America has a temptation. When I look at people, I look at their discipline.
It's The Herd, weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. ESPN Radio and ESPNradio.com.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. 1 ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available for digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller paid information services such as 900 site numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
The recession is on, and your competitors have cut their advertising budgets. What should you do? It's not time to cut back. It's time to make your dollars go further. With radio, over 90% of the population of Rochester listens to radio each week. Radio can be the most cost-effective way for you to steal market share during a recession. For a free consultation on how radio can help you, call the Entercom Marketing Results Group at 585-222-IDEA. 222-IDEA. The Entercom Marketing Results Group can help you. Breakthrough.
And the Rhinos pregame show continues here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Mike Moran pushing the buttons back in downtown Rochester and getting ready for the Rhinos and the Railhawks. Third meeting out of 4 this season for the two clubs. Looking at our standings now in the USSF Second Division. Let's start off with the North American Soccer League Conference. Vancouver, as we talked about them briefly, they top the table right now with 30 points. Carolina, tonight's opponent, just behind them with 24 points, but they've got 4 games in hand. The Railhawks, they've played the fewest games in the league with only 15. Miami still at the bottom with 15 points of the NASL Conference. In the Rhinos Conference, the USL Conference, Austin has played 17 games. They've got 35 points. Rochester with 19 games played. They played 2 more games than Austin, but they trail the Aztecs by 5 points. Puerto Rico did some good for themselves on Saturday. They moved up to a tie for 5th place with Tampa Bay, 23 points, both Tampa and Puerto Rico at the bottom of the USL Conference. This is the only game in the league tonight, kicking off at 7 p.m. at the WakeMed Soccer Park. 2 games tomorrow, Vancouver at Montreal in the Battle of Canada, and then Portland is at AC St. Louis. 4 games on Saturday. Vancouver is at Carolina, Montreal is at Baltimore, Portland is at Tampa, and Miami is at Austin. So Rochester has no games this weekend. They'll play Wednesday at home against Portland, and then the following weekend, no games again for the Rhinos. So 2 Wednesday games, August the 4th, August the 11th for the Rochester Rhinos, and 2 rare weekends off for the Rochester Rhinos, and that'll be just perfect as they wrap up this 9-day road trip. Looking at some news and notes from the world of soccer after a 3-1 home win against the Rhinos on Saturday. The Islanders left Puerto Rico on Sunday to face off against MLS's LA Galaxy in the first leg of the 2010-2011 CONCACAF Champions League preliminary round. That game is scheduled for 10 p.m. this evening, and it will be broadcast on Fox Soccer Channel. So Puerto Rico against the powerful league-leading LA Galaxy in the Champions League tonight. The Kansas City Wizards say they sold 700 season tickets after their exhibition win over Manchester United. The Wizards beat the English powerhouse 2-1 on Sunday with goals from Davy Arnaud and Kai Kamara. There were 52,000 fans at Arrowhead Stadium, the largest crowd to watch a soccer match ever in Kansas City. Team spokesman Rob Thompson said on Monday that new tickets were sold as the team opened their first 2011 season tickets for next year to sales following the victory over Manchester United. Now, Kansas City is scheduled to move next June, and this is going to make some people in Rochester very sick right now. They're scheduled to move next June to a $200 million, 18,500-seat stadium, which is currently under construction just outside of Kansas City. And remember those days when Kansas City was coming to Rochester and the Rhinos were going to become MLS? Boy, they seem like a far, far memory. And Manchester City manager Roberto Mancini has reiterated his desire to sign Mario Balotelli from Inter Milan. Doesn't expect a quick decision to that saga, but the Inter Milan forward could cost around £35 million. Don't forget, Mancini and Balotelli worked together at Inter Milan before Roberto Mancini headed over to Manchester City. Now, one of the more intriguing storylines heading into Wednesday's MLS All-Star game against Manchester United is how All-Star coach Bruce Arena will make use of his LA Galaxy players. Now, they've committed to play in the CONCACAF Champions League tonight against the Puerto Rico Islanders in the first leg. Now, we'll see how they work tomorrow in the All-Star game. You've got Donovan and Edson Buttle who are playing tonight, and then will they play tomorrow in the MLS All-Star game that takes place against Manchester City. And always has to be some sad news at the end of this segment. Diego Maradona is out as the coach of the Argentinian national team. Now, the Federation in Argentina offered him a 4-year deal, but Maradona said, I will stay as long as I keep my entire coaching staff. The Federation wanted some changes made. Maradona said no, so hence no deal. Diego Maradona, as of today, is out as the head coach of the Argentinian national soccer team. But again, things can change. One never knows how the crazy world of soccer goes. So as of today, Maradona no longer the head coach of the Argentinian national soccer team. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll check out the ESPN Soccer.net press pass. The guy's talking about a possible winter break for the English Premier League, and it's a pretty interesting piece. You want to stick around for that. That's next on the pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. You need 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play Fox.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, Free Time puts it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in Free Time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day events calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester, or online anytime at freetime.com.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
And welcome back to Rochester Rhinos and the Carolina Railhawks, kicking off a little after 7 tonight from Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. I'm Joe Giuliano. Rochester 8-5-6 with 30 points, second place in the league overall. Carolina 6-3-6, 24 points, second place in the NASL Conference. But again, 4 less games played than Vancouver, who have 30 points. Before the break, we were talking about the ESPN Soccer.net press pass, and they discussed the possibility of taking a winter break and how that may have affected, or the lack of winter break may have affected the play of the English national team in the World Cup. Here's our friends from ESPN Soccer.net press pass.
Hello from the ESPN Soccer.net press pass studio. Derek Ray here with Shaka Hislop. And I want to use the next couple of minutes to talk about Sir Alex Ferguson and his comments to ESPNSoccerNet.com about the English national team. Essentially, Shaka, what he's saying is that the English football authorities have not been sufficiently supportive, and that relates to the fact that there hasn't been a winter break in English football ever, and it's something he's argued for since he came down from Scotland back in the mid-80s.
Absolutely. I've sat in the studio time after time and spoke about my experiences in 2006, and in particular about that game against England. And our scouts always saw that in their first game against Paraguay, the entire English squad looked very heavy legged. It looked like it was running out of steam later on. Of course, we only won by 1 goal to nil. David Beckham free kick difference between those two. And we saw that the longer the game went on between Trinidad and Tobago and England, the better chance we would have. And so it proved, and we nearly got the better of them. We got to 82 minutes before, of course, we conceded the fourth goal, albeit in controversial circumstances, from the head of Peter Crouch. But again, nothing has been done, nothing has changed over the years. England has continued to fail at international level consistently since 1966, and nobody has bothered to try to investigate why, or rather figure out exactly what needs to be done from a league perspective for England to be able to compete, not with the Trinidad and Tobago and the Paraguays, with the best in the world.
And of course, in in Germany, they have a break, and you hear time and again people associated with German football stressing how important that is. But what would you do in England to create such a break? I mean, you'd have to shorten the league season, you'd have to truncate the FA Cup or the League Cup. I mean, how would you go about doing that?
England stick to their traditions, and I'm all for respecting the traditions of the game, but England, I think, take it a little bit too far in that they see the Christmas period as being absolutely crucial, not only in terms of the television audiences, but certainly people being on Christmas holidays from school and taking holidays from work, and just the turnstiles constantly ticking over. And I think if they do that, you don't give your players enough of a break, you don't give them enough of a rest, so when the summer tournaments come along, whether it be the World Cup or the Euro Championships, they're always going to suffer. Okay, I do feel that the FA and the Premier League have to work far more closely in discovering what needs to be done, in particular over that Christmas period, given the evidence we have from all the other major European leagues who do respect the tiredness of players and all have Christmas breaks themselves. I feel sorry for the FA. I feel a lot of this burden, a lot of the onus for not having a Christmas break is down to the Premier League sticking to their rules, sticking to the money coming into their coffers, and not respecting the FA's role in the senior national team for England and what any success at those summer tournaments can do, not only for the national team, but I can't help but believe that a successful World Cup or Euros also means increased revenues for the domestic leagues.
All right, don't forget that Sir Alex Ferguson interview was performed by ESPNSoccerNet.com. Look out for it on this same website.
That is Derek Ray and Shaka Hislop. And Shaka Hislop, I tell you, he is a very passionate man. He has some great takes on the world game of soccer. Well, sticking in England, Liverpool, my favorite team, the Reds, are they in trouble? Reports out of England saying that the Liverpool FC are in shambles. Let's get a take here from ESPN regarding my beloved Liverpool FC. And we'll try to get back to that momentarily. Did not have that interview for you, so we'll get that shortly as we'll get that lined up. Probably get that to you at halftime. Also at halftime of tonight's game, don't forget we'll be playing another interview with Sir Alex Ferguson as Manchester United taking on Major League Soccer in the All-Star game. That'll be coming up at halftime, talking about the progress of MLS. So we'll talk about that and much more. We'll take a break, and we are minutes away from kickoff. The Rhinos are getting ready to take on the Carolina Railhawks right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
This is Rochester's sports leader. Incredible. Marina Mitsubishi. Always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's Hidden Jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
WROC Rochester.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice Twice each month, 3 times with it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in free time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day event calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time Magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester or online anytime at freetime.com.
Hello, yes, you there, listening to the radio right now. It's pretty obvious you're a fan. Have you ever thought about maybe working for this radio station? Some questions to consider. Are you a customer-focused sales professional? Are you looking for a better career opportunity, not just a job? Maybe with a company that's focused on a positive work atmosphere where you can work independently and still contribute in a team environment? If you've answered yes today, then Entercom Rochester may have the gig for you. At Entercom, you're responsible for creating and executing marketing plans for your clients and, of course, developing new business for the company. Entercom is currently looking to hire account managers to help grow the revenue of our 5 radio stations. Previous sales experience is preferred. Oh, and our top people, they make some handsome incomes. Very handsome. We've got a plan and opportunity for you to succeed. Call Megan Patrick at 423-2922. 423-2922. Entercom Rochester is an equal opportunity employer.
And tonight it's the Rochester Rhinos and the Carolina Railhawks from Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. I want to pass along some upcoming schedule notes at Marina Auto Stadium. The Rhinos have a nice bunch of games coming up in August. On August the 4th, Wednesday, August the 4th, the Portland Timbers come to town for a 7 p.m. kickoff at the Park number 4, sponsored by Pet Saver Healthy Super Pet Stores. That's a great opportunity to bring your dog to the park. It's a $7 Bark Zone ticket that gets you and your dog into the game. Pick up your buy one, get one coupon at Rochester area Wendy's locations. As we're waiting to get a signal here and get going from Wake Med Soccer Park, nothing on this end just yet. And also talking about the Rhinos, August the 14th, the Montreal Impact come to town at 7 p.m. It's Rex's birthday bash. The first 1,000 fans receive a soccer ball courtesy of the Marina Auto Group. You can meet Rex and all of his mascot friends and see the halftime mascot soccer match as well. Join Rex for the first ever sleepover following the game at Marina Auto Stadium. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back, give you the starting lineups as the Rhinos and the Railhawks prepare to kick off from Cary, North Carolina. This is Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
The Connolly Printing Company is a proud supporter of the Rochester Rhinos. Just like the Rhinos, we at Connolly Printing continue to strive for excellence. We've been serving Rochester for over 100 years, and our goal is meeting today's sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing's technology in computer graphics, press room, and bindery equipment, as well as our employees' expertise, will guarantee you're a loyal, satisfied customer well into our future, turning your printing nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Printing, 426-4150.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time Magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, 3 times with it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in free time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day event calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time Magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester, or online anytime at freetime.com. StrathallenHyundai.com.
Experience it all at the Strathallen Hotel. The Strathallen Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff and the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strathallen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit Strathallen.com.
On Sports Radio 950 ESPN, I'm Joe Giuliano. Let's get your starting lineups right away. Here is the Rhinos and the Railhawks at midfield. The national anthem taking place at WakeMed Soccer Park. And scattered thunderstorms across the area in the North Raleigh-Cary area as temperatures in the mid-70s. Let's start off with the starters this evening. First for Bob Lilly's Rochester Rhinos, it'll be Neil Kitson in goal. And it'll be Troy Roberts wearing the captain's armband this evening, along with Jonathan Greenfield, Tyler Bellamy, and in the back, looks like Versailles will be one of the back four, as Pichkolin and Costanzo are out this evening. Also rounding out the starting lineups for Rochester, Franks, Hines, Montegalvan, and Gore. Up top, it's Hamilton and Spicer. That could be changed, though, just Hamilton as the lone striker. Reserves available tonight for the Rochester Rhinos: Scott Vallow, Rich Costanzo, Tyler Rosenlund, Nano Short, Ian Bennett, Andrew Hoxie, and Isaac Kissy. For the Railhawks, they'll start with Eric Reed in goal. The back four will be Bobo, Schulte, Shields, and Hayes. In the midfield, it'll be Franks, Palladini, Cobway, Lowry, and Richardson, and the debut of number 10, Alan Russell, the Scottish forward, signed last week, his first game tonight as a Carolina Railhawk. And the officials for tonight's game, in the middle, it's Robert Valdis. The assistant referees are Jude Carr, Larry Stroud Jr., and the fourth official is Daniel McCoy. So it's Rochester and Carolina, and this was the third of four meetings this year between the Rhinos and the Railhawks. They tied 1-1 on May 1st. And last week, Carolina picked up a 1-0 victory at Marina Auto Stadium. Bundu with the only goal. Looking at the reserves for the Railhawks this evening: backup goalkeeper Nick Platter, Etienne Barbara, Matt Watson. It'll be John Gilkerson, Corey Elenio, T. Schipperlane, and Andre Budny. The reserves for Martin Rennie. Rochester, 8-5-6, 30 points. They're in second place in the USL Conference. Carolina, 6-3-6, 24 points. And second place in the NSL Conference behind Vancouver, who have 30 points. But Carolina has played 4 less games. 4 times 3, 12 possible points they could pick up on the Vancouver Whitecaps as the coin toss taking place at midfield. And Rochester and Carolina head over to their respective huddles. The Railhawks wearing the all-orange jerseys. They'll get the return services of number 11, Daniel Palladini, this evening, as he sat out the game in Rochester due to a red card he picked up in Montreal for objecting to some of the calls that were made, surprise, surprise, in Montreal. But Palladini is back, the 25-year-old with 2 goals this year. He is back in the middle of the park for Martin Rennie and the Railhawks, getting the all-orange. As they huddle up, Eric Reed, the 26-year-old, will play in the nets tonight. His 14th appearance of the year, a 0.69 goals against average, and we talked about Carolina very stingy on the defensive side of things. We are moments away from kickoff. Rochester, black and white striped jerseys, black shorts, black socks. Roberts wearing the captain's armband tonight in place of Frankie Sanfilippo. And Frankie back in Rochester, waiting the birth of his first child. We wish Frankie and his wife the best of luck and congratulations. As the teams are lining up and getting ready for kickoff here, as the Rhinos and the Railhawks prepare to do battle. for the third time this year. The next meeting will come again in Carolina on August the 11th. The Railhawks hosting Rochester again. And Rochester comes home after tonight. This is a long road trip, 9 days on the road, the longest road trip of the season for the Rhinos. Crowd should be very light. It has been a miserable, wet, rainy day. Temperatures in the 70s and scattered thunderstorms across the region. Robert Valdez gets us underway. Here's Greenfield on the far side with it. Hines playing on the outside of midfield. Plays it back central, intercepted there by Russell. Gets his first touch as a Railhawk here, the Scottish forward. Plays it central, Richardson. Leaves it for Palladini. Top of the 18, fires with a right foot, and it's just wide of the Rhinos' goal. And Kitson immediately talking to his back four to push up and close down on Daniel Palladini, a 25-year-old. Played 30 games last year with the Railhawks, 5 goals. But the big news out of Carolina is the signing of Alan Russell, the 29-year-old. From Scotland, played with Kilmarnock on a 2-year deal. Also played with Macclesfield in England. As Kitson's goal kick is headed forward, coming on the near side now. Looking for Richardson, able to keep it in, plays it down the flank. David Hayes overlapping. Bellamy steps in front of that, clears it forward for the Rhinos. And they'll try to get out of pressure here in their own half of the field. Hayes already starting his left-footed forays into the Rhinos' half of the field. Middle of the park now. Floyd Franks with it. Plays it back to Amir Lowry. All the way back to Bobo. Bobo and Schulte, the central defenders. Shields on the right side has it. Back to Matt Bobo. Chips one forward. Headed there by Versailles. Taken off the turf by Richardson on the far side. Middle of the park. Schulte with it now. And the Railhawks have the ball in their own half of the field. Number 13 and team captain Mark Schulte. Plays it back to Matt Bobo, a name you may know because he's played with 5 teams in the USL. Bobo played with Charleston, Atlanta, now with Carolina. He has been all over the USL First Division, sends a long ball forward. Looking to free up some space on the far side for Richardson, the 27-year-old. And we'll see if he can get to that long ball here from Bobo. And there it is, finally served in. One hop into the box. Kitson steps out, steps in, and then picks it up for the Rhinos. He's got it in his hands at the top of the 18. Looking for some help. Decides to push everybody upfield. And puts it off the turf. Over the head of Hamilton. Bobo heads it straight up in the air. Versailles, good hard challenge. Ends up on the foot of Franks. Gore. Franks now overlapping on the near side. Spicer. Low hard cross. Bobo inside the 18. Able just to stick his right foot out. And pick it up here for the Railhawks. They'll come out of their own half now. Bobo, the central defender. Looking to start the Railhawks attack. Now decides to go short to Hayes. Plays it on the near side now for Richardson. Cuts it inside. Floyd Franks now with it. Coming forward now, Russell. Touches it back outside to Shields. Greg Shields, the Englishman, playing on the right side of defense. Cobway. Here's Hayes again, now into the Rhinos half of the field again. He should push forward much more than he did against Rochester the other night. Russell, nice ball touched outside to Shields. Looks up, cuts it back to his left foot, still with it. Touches it forward, looking for Palladini. Waiting for this service, top of the 18 is Palladini. Railhawks applying some pressure in the Rhinos half of the field. Tries to leave it there, but Versailles nicely intercepts it for the Rhinos. And Montegalvan comes away with it. Hines now on the far side. Still pushing it forward. Pushing it right at Bobo now. Him and Franks and Hamilton, the only 3 players in the Carolina half of the field, and Hines does a good job and picks up a throw in deep on the far side of the field for the Rochester Rhinos, who have had to deal with some very wet and sloppy conditions on their southern road trip here. Hines throws it into the box. Lowry settles it down. Shields will just boot this one deep downfield. Bellamy heads it back into the Carolina half. Flicked on by Versailles. But Lowry intercepts that pass. Here's David Hayes, the 34-year-old. Forward to Russell. He's playing alone up top tonight. Palladini to Richardson on the far side. Coming forward now is Floyd Franks, the number 5 for the Railhawks, 26 years old. Played with Cleveland, with Martin Rennie. Has it in the middle of the field. Looking for an option here. First half still scoreless. Chips it into the 18. No one there for Carolina. Takes an awkward bounce, but Kitson able to just watch it sail into his arms. As we're in the first half and scoreless. Long punt from Kitson. Flicked on by Hamilton. Sent back by Bobo to Eric Reed. 10 minutes in and scoreless. There's Montegalvan off the chest. Franks trying to get it forward to Hamilton. Schulte steps in front of him. Schulte, a rock of a defender right in the middle of the park for Martin Rennie. Good hard challenge there by Gore, who's starting at right back tonight. Richardson with it on the near side. Gore again steps in hard and knocks Richardson off the ball. Throw it on the near sideline. There's going to be a kick for the Railhawks. Let's see that for throw it. As Hayes gets it back from Lowry. Some confusion on the clock here. It's about 7 minutes in. As it may have jumped the gun a little bit and tried to get Rochester to the half a little quicker. As Carolina has all the possession here in the first half. Far side, Shields. Here's Cobway, the 29-year-old, loses possession to Hines. Middle of the park, Jamie Franks for Versailles, hits the official, and then comes back to the foot of Versailles. Lucky break there. Montegalvan, deep long ball into the corner on the near side. Spicer fighting with Hayes, and what's the call going to be here? Spicer wants a corner kick. He's not going to get it. As Larry Stroud Jr., the assistant referee on the near side, gives the benefit of the doubt to the Carolina Railhawks, the home team. So Reed will take the goal kick quickly outside to his right fullback, Shields, 33 years old. And interesting story there, Shields was loaned to Patrick Thistle in Scotland over the winter. He has played all over the place with Rangers. Charlton has the ball now on the far side. Bobo goes deep down the far flank, up over the head of Greenfield. Here's Cobway, middle of the park. Nice move by Franks to avoid the pressure. Still pressured by the other Franks. Gets it to Lowry. Drives one on the near side. Richardson and Gore again does a nice job stepping in and knocking the ball away from Richardson. Gore mainly played as a midfielder for the Rhinos, but very versatile, showing some space here, or some skill here on the far side. Richardson plays it outside to Shields. Here's Franks with it now. Spinning around, goes back towards midfield. Bobo to Shields on the far side. Shields one-on-one, trying to get away from Hines. And Versailles steps in to break this one up for the Rhinos. So the back four for Rochester, from left to right, Greenfield, Bellamy, Roberts, and T.J. Gore on the right side. So far, Gore has done a good job. Costanzo started the last game in Rochester when Carolina came to town. Did a good job except for the one play where Gardner able to poke the ball over his head. Schulte pushed the ball over his head to Gardner, and then he found the back of the net with Bundu in front, but otherwise Costanzo did a good job. T.J. Gore gets his chance, though, to start tonight on the right side of defense. Here's Hayes with it on the near side. Carolina slowing it down here in their own half. David Hayes, 34 years old, was the coach of the Atlanta Silverbacks women's team in January of 2009. Lasted for 1 month, and then he resigned without playing a single match. He wanted to continue playing onto the pitch. They said, listen, if you coach, you can't play anymore. Hayes, 34 years old, said, no, I got some gas left in the tank. There's Hamilton to Greenfield on the far side. Hines, good quick touch back to Hamilton. Rhinos coming forward, looking for Spicer, gets away from him, and rolls into the 18 where Reed will pick it up. Eric Reed played with the California Victory. Also was with Cleveland in the second division when Martin Rennie and the City Stars won the championship. And Rennie bringing over several of those players, Reed and Boondu, to join him here in Carolina. The Railhawks playing on the far side. Back to Schulte. Leaving his 18. Was outside to Shields. Checking back is Richardson. Floyd Franks, middle of the field for Palladini. Trying to cut around Montegalvan. Still looking for some space is Palladini. And trying to get it forward to the new striker, Alan Russell. Intercepted there by Greenfield, and the Rhinos come away with it. Rochester really hard luck on Saturday in Puerto Rico, at least not to come away with a draw. As Cohen was sent off with a red card for a collision inside the box. Bellamy's long service headed straight up in the air. Still scoreless here in Carolina. Montegalvan with it. Back to his central defender, team captain this evening, Troy Roberts. Here's Greenfield on a wet and rainy night in Carolina. His pass intercepted, played forward to Russell. He's the lone forward for Carolina. He lays it off for Palladini. Here's Cobway. Pass is deflected. Rebound ends up on the foot of Franks. Plays it to the near side for David Hayes. Richardson knocked off the ball nicely by Gore. He's forced to go backwards to Schulte. As this field is held up much better than the one in Puerto Rico, where there was just patches of water and mud. This is at least completely green right now with some slick parts, but much better surface. Hamilton off his chest. And they'll call a handball as Franks and the Rhinos dealing with this heavy rain here. Lowry takes the restart, goes short. Gets it back from Schulte. 10 minutes in. We're at zeros. Gore calls for the foul as he dumps Richardson, the 27-year-old. Got 1 goal and 1 assist this year. Had a tryout with Toronto FC in the offseason. Wasn't able to make it stick, so he's back here with Carolina. Played 13 games last year, 6 goals. 3 of those coming in a hat trick against Miami. Free kick for the Railhawks. Franks to take it. And moving off the ball, Franks chips it into the Rhinos 18. Versailles will clear it there and deep downfield where Reed comes off his line. Picks it up for the Carolina Railhawks, who will be getting a 4-game homestand. And it's nice to be at home, but you've got some tough opponents in front of you. Rochester, Vancouver, Montreal, and Rochester once again. So it's not an easy run here on this 4-game homestand for Carolina, as they have had a ton of success on the road. Only 1 loss away from Wake Med Soccer Park, and that came in Montreal. And it was controversy, as usual, up in Quebec. Kitson gets a long ball played into the box. Sends it forward now. Flipped forward by Franks. Hamilton heads it forward into space. But he's the deepest Rhino, so Hayes will track this one down on the near side. Hamilton coming over to apply some pressure here on the 34-year-old David Hayes. Making a comeback here after some time off after playing with Portland last year. Hayes still with it. Slowly on the ground forward to Floyd Franks. Hayes keeps it in bounds, middle of the field, given away to Versailles. Chance for him to look up here. Tried to get it to Hines. It's behind him. But another giveaway here, and Greenfield play it forward to Hines. Low, hard cross into the 18. Schulte clears it away. Cobway picks up the loose ball. As the surface here, wreaking some havoc for players trying to get out of their own zone. Here's finally Palladini. Forward to Cobway, who switched to the near side. Richardson has gone to the far side. Gore has done a good job on Richardson, so I'll try Cobway here on the near side. Here's Richardson after he switched over. Cobway. Amir Lowry, middle of the field. Spinning, looking to go forward. Palladini. Now Hayes, a little overlapping run here. Settles it down, though. Plays it back to Amir Lowry, the 25-year-old out of Wake Forest. Palladini. Cobway on the near sideline. Step over move, trying to cut between two Rhino defenders is Floyd Franks, but nicely intercepted there and pushed back into the arms of Neil Kitson, who gets the start again. He started the game in Puerto Rico, and he starts the game again here tonight in Carolina. Booming punt from Kitson. Off the back of Hamilton, Shields. No pressure. Little pass to Schulte. Checking back forward is Franks. Here's Palladini. Daniel Palladini, really the heart and soul in the middle of this Carolina midfield. Played in Major League Soccer with the reserve teams of LA and DC. Did actually get 8 games played with Chivas in the regular season. Russell is taken down by Versailles. A rude welcome for the Scotsman as the Haitian Canol Versailles sends him down to the turf, and I'm sure that's not the first time he has tasted dirt, as it's a pretty rough brand of football over in Scotland as well. So it's a free kick for the Railhawks about 40 yards out to the left of Neil Kitson. 2-man wall for the Rhinos. Hayes over this one along with Floyd Franks. We'll see who gets the honors here. Franks steps over. Hayes chips it into the box. Kitson at the 6, able to jump up and over Schulte and make the save there for the Rhinos. Be interesting to see how Kitson responds after giving up 3 goals in Puerto Rico. One was on a PK, one on a breakaway when Rochester was pushing everybody forward, trying to get into the game. And Adlery also had a nice overhead kick off a long throw-in in that first half of stoppage time that gave Puerto Rico some life. There's Rochester scored in first half stoppage time. Adlery scored earlier. Here's Franks trying to turn and get away from the Carolina pressure. He can't. And Greenfield has a throw on the far side for the Rhinos. Versailles checking back. Quick touch to Greenfield coming forward on the far side. Here's Greenfield. And out of bounds by the Railhawks. Throw-in coming up for the Rhinos. Actually a free kick given to the South African Jonathan Greenfield. He takes his time here. Long ball played back into the Rhinos half of the field where Kitson lets it roll into the box. They'll pick it up. Rolls it out to Tyler Bellamy, the young central defender, in his first year with the Rhinos. 15 minutes in and scoreless. Long ball played by Bellamy out of bounds. Throw in for Schulte, and the Railhawks give him a free kick as a foul or offside called on Anthony Hamilton. Here's Hayes on the near side. Gets it back from Floyd Franks. Plays it across the pitch. Here's Shields. Long ball driven forward down the near side. Tails into the center part of the field where Gore heads it, but ends up on the foot here of Cobway. On the near flank for Richardson. Back with Gore one-on-one. Tries to split the two Rhinos. Spicer comes away with it for the Rhinos. Pushing it forward. Hamilton dumped from behind. No call. As this one pops back into the Rhinos box, and Kitson will pick it up for the Rhinos, who will return home on Wednesday, August the 4th. 7 p.m. kickoff against the Portland Timbers. It's Bark at the Park 4 at Marina Auto Stadium. Schulte fighting with Hamilton for this ball. Lays it back to his keeper, Eric Reed. Has it inside the 6 on the turf. Drives it forward in the air. Headed back down by Greenfield. And Hines was dumped from behind on a hard challenge. As the referee pointing to give Rochester a throw-in here on the far side. Referee again is Robert Valdez. Jude Carr, Larry Stroud Jr., the assistants, and your fourth is Daniel McCoy. Greenfield's throwing. Intercepted there by the Railhawks. Here's Floyd Franks with it. Played in the Danish second division last year, Floyd Franks, the 26-year-old with 2 goals this season. coming forward. Rusin not in the lineup this evening, as he was extremely impressive in the 1-0 win at Marina Auto Stadium last week. Brad Rusin, the 6'4", strong midfielder. Simple but solid game. Gets a rest tonight along with Bundu, who scored the winning goal. As the Railhawks are just knocking it in their own half of the field. Bobo. Come to David Hayes on the near side. Hayes spinning, trying to avoid the pressure of Darren Spicer. Hayes has seen the pressure before and able to calm and cool, get away from that. Still has possession. Floyd Franks with it now on the near side. Railhawks just crossing the Rhinos half of the field. Franks will switch it over to the far side. Shields there. Nicely off the chest. Composed touch there from the right defender. Lowry. Palladini. Carolina getting some possession here. Trying now to push it forward with some penetration. As Franks a bad giveaway, but Hayes able to save the day with just a little touch forward. Now Palladini. Middle of the field. Plays it on the far side for Shields. Greenfield intercepts that with a header out of bounds. And a throw in deep in the Rhinos half of the field for the Railhawks. This is where Schulte can really bomb away. We'll see if he gets the throw in here. As Shields has it. And he's going to leave it for Schulte. And again, these throw-ins from Schulte are not like, they're almost like corner kicks. He can whip these balls into the box. As Schulte, the 32-year-old. A lot of power on these deliveries here for the Railhawks. We'll see if he can get one driven and deep into the Rhinos box. Schulte again taking his time here, drying off the ball. And nope, that's not going to be a typical Schulte throw, and does loop up in the air and takes a hop inside the 6 where the Rhinos will clear it out. Middle of the park, Schulte will pick up possession again. Plays it back here to David Hayes. Schulte getting the wet ball, maybe slipping out of his hands. Not the best for the conditions of the long throw in there. Schulte, again, he can whip it in with great pace. Here's Shields on the far side now. Floyd Franks back to his big central defender, Schulte. Plays it back to his partner, Bobo. So a lot of experience in the middle of the park. Really the back four all in their 30s for Carolina, so a lot of experience across the back four. Bellamy has it. Pushing it away from Richardson. Bellamy could be in trouble here. 3 orange jerseys around him as Richardson, Palladini, and Russell pressuring the Rhino central defender. See what Bellamy comes up with here. Common Cool gets to Versailles. 20 minutes in. Rochester and Carolina are scoreless. Roberts has it now. His left foot pass deflected. Ends up on the foot of Versailles in the middle of the field. Plays a long ball forward for Hamilton. He's knocked off the ball by Bobo. Call there on the Railhawks. It'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. Mortadellano played on the near flank. Here's TJ Gore, his first push forward for the Rhinos. Right foot cross off of David Hayes. It'll be corner kick for the Rhinos on the near side. And talking about the age and the experience of the back four for Carolina, Bobo 33, Schulte 32, Shields 33, and Hayes 34. So Martin Rennie is trying to get the best out of those guys before their precious soccer days are over. There's Montegalvan coming over, rehydrating, corner kick on the near side. It's going to be Spicer to take it. Whips this one into the box at the far side of the 6. Gore heads it straight up in the air and cleared away by Schulte on the far sideline. The Rhinos will pick up another throw-in deep in Carolina's half of the field for Jamie Franks to take it. Greenfield gets the touch back from Franks, intercepted by Lowry, and the Railhawks will have possession deep in their own half of the field. Carolina, again, 4 games less than Vancouver as far as games played this year. A lot of ground to make up. Cobway knocked off the ball by Montegalvan. into the 18 for Hamilton. Reed comes sliding off his line and just strips it off the foot of Anthony Hamilton, knocking on the door, looking to make it number 5. Reed quickly rolls it out to Hayes on the near side. Touches it central for Floyd Franks. Amir Lowry with it now, middle of the field. Changing it to the far side for Greg Shields. Lowry. Russell's checking back, lays it off. Cobway to Shields on the far side of the field. Back to Cobway. Little chip into the 18. Russell sets it up on his left foot, gets a hard shot driven at goal. And saved there by Neil Kitson. Alan Russell, the 29-year-old Scotsman, showing some great composure, able to find just enough space to fire the left-footed shot on goal there. His first look at goal here as a Carolina Railhawk, and not a bad opportunity there. Hard, low shot on the wet surface, and give credit to Neil Kitson as well for making the save there. Good job by Russell. Quick little touches, just got onto his left foot away from Troy Roberts, and Kitson, no rebound there, giving up on the very slick surface here in Cary, North Carolina. Here's Floyd Franks with it, pressured by Versailles. So he's going to go back to Schulte, who was the USL D2 Player of the Year. That pass almost intercepted by Hamilton. Ends up on the foot of Shields on the far side. Now a long ball forward looking for Russell. Bellamy heads that one away. Greenfield to Hines. Hines tries to turn and get around Shields, but he's denied. Here's David Hayes. I guess the ageless wonder would not be a bad thing to say because he has done it all. Richardson pushing forward, looking for a through ball. Nicely intercepted by Roberts, and the Rhinos come away with it. Montegalvan. Near side, TJ Gore. Still coming forward, knocked off the ball by Hayes, who steps in front of him with a veteran foul, slowing down the pace of the game here. Hayes will not go in the book, but Gore, who has looked pretty well here on the right side of the fence, the 22-year-old, very versatile, strong, good speed, out of the University of Vermont, making his 12th appearance of the year, is showing quite well as a right back. Did a great job, got away from the little cheap shot from Franks, and Hayes just lays his left hip into the Rhino defender, and there'll be a free kick here at midfield for Rochester. Montegalvan to take it just inside the Carolina half. Sends the ball into the 18 looking for Hamilton. No go there, and the Railhawks goalkeeper Eric Reed will pick it up. Reed last year was 13-5-2. Had a 0.70 goals against average. This year, even better right now at 0.69. But again, we talked about the experience and the veteran leadership of the guys in front of him could make anyone probably look a little better in the nets. But still Reed, a great goalkeeper for Rennie and the Railhawks. Here's Cobway with it. Cobway, nice fancy footwork trying to get away from Jamie Franks. He's dumped and pushes the ball forward. No call there. Cobway, the 29-year-old out of Zimbabwe. Played with the Zimbabwe U20s and U23s. Actually played with the Charlotte Eagles in the championship game against Martin Rennie back in 2008, where Charlotte lost 2-1 to Rennie's Cleveland City Stars. Cobway was the goal scorer for Charlotte, so that must have stuck in the mind of Martin Rennie as he's brought over Joseph Cobway. Played last year with the Railhawks as well. There's the goal kick from Kitson. Just past the midway point of half number 1 and scoreless in Carolina. Rochester coming off a 3-1 loss in Puerto Rico. The Railhawks coming off a 1-0 win in Rochester. Loose ball. Tried to clear by Bobo. Ends up coming off his own defender into the 18. Does Hines have a chance for this one? Hamilton also fighting for it for the Rhinos. Hines with the right foot poke, and it's just blocked away by Eric Reed, who comes off and has the ball deflected off of his arm. Bobo, a major mistake there. As he tried to play it forward, it was deflected and bouncing back into the 18. Hines and Hamilton had a beat on it for the Rhinos. And that was a good opportunity there for Rochester as Bobo blasted it off Palladini. And I believe it was Jamie Franks, not Ryan Hines, who tried to scoop it in with the right foot. There's the corner kick, and heading it up over the goal is Hamilton. It'll be a goal kick here for the Railhawks. Good opportunity there for Rochester. Jamie Franks looking to get his first goal of the year to go along with 2 assists. As Bobo and the Railhawks dodging a bullet. And we just talked about Reed benefiting from the experience of those back 4. That time, one of those veteran leaders in the back making a mistake, and Reed called upon. And as any good goalkeeper should do, should make the save, and he does. Long ball downfield where Kitson takes a few steps to his left and scoops it up for the Rhinos. Rolls it out to Bellamy. Now Versailles starting in that position that Aaron Pitch-Colin plays so well. Here's Gore again. Steps away from Richardson. Pushing it up towards midfield, and it's intercepted by Bobo. Lowry. Here's Cobway with it. Russell checking back. Nice layoff back to Cobway. On the far side of the field, Cobway going at Hines. Shields overlapping. Hines slide tackle, knocks it away. And Greenfield tried to go forward, but intercepted by Cobway. Top of the box, Russell stepped in hard there. The Haitian Kennel Versailles knocks it out of bounds and deflected off the Railhawks. It'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. Mid-70s, rainy, wet conditions here. As the Rhinos, long road trip, the Railhawks, 10 days off since their last game. Well-rested, fresh legs. Rochester staying in hotels and traveling on planes. This is the end of the road. They have 1-1 so far on the road trip. Looking to make it 2-1 tonight. As Greenfield sends it forward. Looking for Hamilton, but he's 1v3. Never going to win that challenge. And Schulte picks it up here for the Railhawks. Floyd Franks with it now. Shields, who's really starting to push up quite a bit down that right side, as Hamilton the lone forward for the Rhinos. Schulte and Bobo feel they can handle him. Palladini gets it outside in the far side of the 18 for Russell. Low cross. Bellamy just pops it straight up in the air. Versailles, poor clearance. Cobway, top of the 18. Looking for Franks, and Montegavan comes in with a hard slide tackle. He'll knock the ball towards midfield. Hayes starts the attack again for Carolina. Left-footed cross. Into the Rhinos 18. Russell nicely off the chest. Corner of the 18 chipped in. No one there for Carolina, and Gore has it for Rochester. On the near flank, Darren Spicer, the 26-year-old. Trying to play it down the near sideline. David Hayes reads that well, and Spicer in his 16th appearance of the year. Looking to get possession back here for the Rhinos, but Lowry avoids his challenge. Plays it to David Hayes. Now Cobway, middle of the field, Joseph Cobway. Far side for Shields. Intercepted nicely by Greenfield. Possession here for Rochester, middle of the park. Bellamy. And TJ Gore, you can see they're growing confident with giving Gore the ball at his feet, coming out of the back on the right side. That time his pass back across the middle, behind Troy Roberts, who played with the LA Galaxy from 05 through 08. Tries to get a long ball to midfield, intercepted where Richardson and the Railhawks will come forward. Russell looking for someone off the ball. But no one there for the Railhawks, so coming away with his Franks. 30 minutes in and scoreless, Rochester and Carolina. Here's Gore overlapping on the near side. Approaching the Railhawks 18. And just pushed into the box by Franks. There's no one there for the Rhinos. About 20 yards out. Maybe Franks could have just quickly taken a right-footed shot, tried to redirect it towards goal. Tried the cute little pass instead, and Reed will take possession here to Hayes on the near side. Heavy touch there from Palladini. Intercepted by the Rhinos. Bellamy has it in his own half of the field. And he's got Troy Roberts and Greenfield as options. to the left or right. Rochester again, Troy Roberts wearing the captain's armband. Greenfield forward to Hines. Knocked off the ball. Franks now takes possession for Cobway. Looking for Russell, corner of the 18 on the far side. Low hard cross. Gets through everyone. I think Palladini wanted the ball earlier. He may have been offside, so he stopped his run, and then Russell still served the ball into the box, and it rolls through and over the near sideline. So good opportunity there for Russell and Palladini. And again, for Russell, his first ever game with the Railhawks. Maybe going to work on timing with Palladini. But Russell's starting to get a feel here, getting his touch into this game. Ball's played behind him into the Rhinos 18. Kitson has it for the Rhinos. So the Rhinos have, this coming weekend there are no games, and the following weekend, no games. There are games on Wednesday, August 4th, Wednesday, August 11th. And the next weekend game for the Rhinos is August 14th as Montreal comes to town. Here's the header by Gore down into the turf. Richardson, the only one there, taking a couple quick long touches forward. Trying to avoid the pressure of Bellamy. Russell inside the Rhinos 18, spinning on his right foot. A shot, a diving save by Kitson to his left and cleared away by Greenfield. Alan Russell really starting to put his mark on the game here for the Railhawks. Ball's played forward by Franks now. Hines playing on the near side. Looking for Hamilton. Headed away by Bobo. Back to Schulte. And again, Hayes and Shields on the far side have had the green light to go forward. As Hamilton, the lone forward, handled nicely by Bobo. And Schulte. Here's Hayes with it. Crossing midfield. Hayes wearing number 19 for the Railhawks. Richardson chips it up in the air, loses possession to Gore. It's popped straight up in the air at the center circle. The Railhawks, Lowry looking to settle it down. Cobway also there to help out. Takes a hop and Cobway brings it down. Gets away from Versailles. Cobway still with it. Far side of the, or near side of the field. And the cross is going to go over the end line. Should be a goal kick here for the Rhinos. And they'll say no. Richardson kept it inbounds. It'll be a corner kick for the Railhawks, their first of the game. Kitson made the save, but I think Cobway, Richardson, maybe getting a little benefit of home cooking here. But a corner kick for the Railhawks, their first of the game, and it's coming from the near sideline. It'll be Floyd Franks to take it. We'll have to get a helper here. He's got 2 goals with no assist this year. Rochester with players warming up. Franks goes short, plays it back to Hayes. Takes a touch, service into the box. Kitson through traffic, punches it away. Chip back into the Rhinos 18. And that's going to be offsides on Amir Lowry. Palladini looking for the chip back into the Rhinos box. And the Rhinos will pick up a free kick here inside their own 18. So subs available again for Rochester: Bennett, Costanzo, Hoxie, and Kissy. Will the magic continue? Rosalind, Sanfilippo, Short, and Vallow, the backup goalkeeper, available tonight for Bob Lilly's Rochester Rhinos. As the Railhawks, good opportunity so far. Russell, again, very comfortable with his back to the goal, taking players on, looking for opportunities. As Kitson made a nice save, diving to his left there. So far, that is your play of the game, I think, is Kitson's save on the Scottish striker. Ball's popped up in the middle of the field. Played forward, but intercepted by Schulte. Here's David Hayes now, on the ground. Richardson, dangerous ball, popped back into the middle of the field. Franks is aware of it and gets it to Cobway. Here's Shields, a lot of space now to push forward on the right side. Plays it back central for Cobway. Cobway plays it back outside to Shields. Here's Franks. Caroline with some possession. Cobway cuts it back to his left. Outside the 18, gets the cross in. Gore heads it down to the top of the box where Franks lays it off for Hines. Now Montegalvan. And the Rhinos starting their attack here with Greenfield coming forward to Versailles. Pressured by Russell. And Roberts just has to knock it into the Carolina half of the field. Hamilton, Schulte fighting for the ball. Schulte made a meal of that one. Hamilton takes it away. And as soon as Schulte pushed up to mark Hamilton, Bobo dropped central in case the speedster got around Schulte. Here's Montegalvan on the far side. Spicer and Hines have switched. It's a bad giveaway by Spicer right in the middle of the field. Franks takes it away for Carolina. Here's Richardson. Trying to show some speed here. Gets around Gore. Turns the corner on the near side. Corner of the 18 for Russell. 25 yards away, middle of the field. Lays it off for Franks. A right-footed shot that rocks the top of the crossbar and sails up and over the goal as Carolina starting to knock on the door here. Good opportunity there. And Russell again with his back to the goal. This time didn't try to turn. He laid it off for Floyd Franks, the central defender, but the whole play started by Gregory Richardson, showing some great speed on the near flank, taking on T.J. Gore. And talk about speed against speed. It's exactly what you saw there. Goal kick coming up here for the Rhinos. Looks like Tyler Rosenlund is getting ready to check in. Hines is coming off. And this change in, I believe, the 35th minute. So your first change of the game. Headed at the middle of the field by Lowry. Spicer picks it up, through ball into space. Hamilton picks up the loose ball, tries a right-footed shot. It's blocked there by Bobo and out of bounds. So 35 minutes in, Hines is off, and Rosenlund is on. Not sure if there's the injury. Hines didn't look to be injured, but we'll see what the situation is. Hines coming off. Tyler Rosenlund is on. First change of the game for either side. As Rosenlund gets a touch on it here. Near side of the field. Puts it central for Versailles. Montegalvan plays it out to Greenfield. Now looking for Spicer. Now the two midfielders, Spicer and Hines. I think Spicer's had the worst of the half. So maybe it is an injury for Hines as Spicer has it on the far side. Maybe he can change his luck as he's taken down. Loses possession. Cobway with it on the far side. Middle of the field now. Floyd Franks. Trying the near side. Richardson. He and Russell starting to connect here. Chip forward, back to the top of the 18. Headed away, but only under the foot of Alan Russell. Lays it back here for David Hayes. Middle of the field for Lowry. Lowry's got about 5 or 6 yards where he can push it forward. He's going to take advantage of that space here for the Railhawks. He's got Cobway as an option. Lowry still with it, pushing it forward. About 40 yards from the Rhinos' goal. Now lays it off for Cobway. Come back to the near side for David Hayes. Left-footed cross. Cobway off his chest. Alan Russell lays it back. Here's Schulte. Now Shields. Deep in the Rhinos half of the field. The cross blocked there by Greenfield. And it'll be a throw-in for the Carolina Railhawks. Franks to take it. Gets it back to Richardson on the far side. Again, Greenfield knocks it out of bounds. Throw-in for Carolina. Late in the first half, still scoreless. Martin Rennie's Carolina Railhawks, 2 good opportunities. One off the crossbar by Franks, and one diving save by Kitson on Alan Russell, who has been a great pickup so far. He's looked very dangerous. Throw on the far side, Schulte has another opportunity here. Picks up the towel, drives the ball and the hands off. We'll see how he does here on this long delivery. This one's a little deeper, a little more driven, but headed away by Spicer. Rosenlund and Hamilton fighting for the ball here. Rosenlund comes away with it for the Rhinos in his own half of the field. Pushes it around Schulte, now forward to Hamilton. One defender to beat Hamilton. 5 Carolina players tracking back, and David Hayes just steps in with the left foot. Knocks it away from the speedster, Anthony Hamilton, who just couldn't get the Jets turned on. And you saw 5 Carolina players sprinting back, trying to break up the attack and support David Hayes. But Hayes, 34 years old, calm, cool, steps in. Nice defending there by the number 19. Throw in for Greenfield. Rosenlund checking back for that one. Popped in the air at the top of the 18. Versailles has it now. Back to Montegalvan. Greenfield chip into the box. Rosenlund, top of the 18, has it on his left foot. Still with it. Cuts it back to his right. Puts the ball into space. No way there that the Rhinos have a chance. Bad ball by Rosenlund. Middle of the field, Russell. Roberts battling for it. Good battle there, and call is on Roberts for taking down Alan Russell in the 40th minute and still scoreless. I tell you, hats off to Martin Rennie and the Railhawks. Good acquisition so far, Alan Russell. True striker, able to play with his back to the goal. He's got a nose for the goal. Good shot. Able to set up other players. And has made his transition look pretty seamless so far in his Railhawks debut this evening. Late in the first half, looking for our first goal on the far side of the field. Spicer has it. Coming forward now, looking for some help. Hamilton, as an option, is checking back. Still waiting to get some pressure here. Spicer taking his time. Now he goes forward with the right foot. It'll go to Hamilton. There's Rosenlund spinning around in his own half of the field. Now tries a ball on the near side for Gore. Hayes and Gore fighting for it. Gore steps in front, wins it for the Rhinos, and Hayes again. A good defensive play by David Hayes. Slide tackle, knocks it away from T.J. Gore. For a 34-year-old, he's been able to match up nicely with the speedsters, using his knowledge and understanding of the game to battle against the speed of Hamilton and Gore. David Hayes has won those battles so far. Throwing for the Rhinos here on the near side. Franks is going to leave it for Gore. Let's see if he's on a long throw or not. Just plops it into the 18. Hamilton takes it off the chest. And Schulte pops it straight in the air. Headed back out to the near flank. Gore's not there. And a throw-in coming up here for the Carolina Railhawks. Gregory Richardson to take it. No, he's going to leave it for David Hayes. Late in the first half, Rochester and Carolina are scoreless. Third meeting of the year. Carolina picked up a win in Rochester and a draw. So the Railhawks so far have had the Rhinos' number. Will that change tonight? We shall see. As Bobo has it on the far side. Richardson checking back, lays it off for Franks. Now to David Hayes. On the near side, Schulte. He's knocked down to the turf, but Carolina still has possession. Will continue to play. Shields overlapping on the far side. Checking back for it is Palladini. Good ball into space. Far side of the 18. Across. It's deflected by the Rhinos. Greenfield. And cleared away by Roberts, but over the end line. Maybe Roberts had some time there to settle it for the Rhinos. It'll be a corner kick here for Carolina on the far sideline. As we are late in the first half, the Rhinos got a goal in Puerto Rico on Sunday, or Saturday, late in the first half. Kissy from Costanzo. Here's David Hayes. Left foot service, in swinger. Will be coming up here for the Railhawks. As a lot of fighting and jockeying for position inside the 18 taking place. Referee with a close eye on it, Robert Valdez, keeping an eye on the big bodies in the box. Corner kick headed away by the Rhinos. Palladini takes a right-footed shot off the chest of Richardson, who's in an offsides position, as he turns and spins. Jude Carr making the call from the far side, offsides. And the 27-year-old Richardson, 43rd minute is the time. Rochester has gone to the bench once. Rosenlund has replaced Ryan Hines. And here's Kitson's offside delivery. Straight up in the air by Rosenlund. He and Hayes fighting for it. Hayes still with it, knocks down Jamie Franks. They're going to call Franks for the foul, saying he undercut David Hayes, and Franks down on the turf holding his head. Don't know how that call can go that way, but nonetheless, Robert Valdez says no, it's going to be a Railhawks free kick. And hopefully Franks is not seriously injured if he's down on all fours, holding, looks like the front of his head. It was a nasty collision with him and David Hayes. Jimmy Franks, a 23-year-old, played at Wake Forest University, won the NCAA championship in 2007. As both he and Hayes had their eyes on the ball, there was collision, and Franks getting the worst of it. You know, speaking with Jamie Franks on one of the bus trips, he said the 2017 they had at Wake Forest, not even their best team. So the 09 team was probably the best team in college soccer, but they were knocked out by guess who? Alfonso Montegalvan and the rest of the UC Santa Barbara crew. As Franks is up and he's okay. Hayes will play the restart short to Schulte. And Lowry now in the middle of the field with it for the Railhawks. Out to Shields. On the far side of the pitch, Versailles intercepts his pass, but knocks it right back to Shields, and the Railhawks have possession again. Bobo. And Schulte with it now. Approaching stoppage time. No indication yet from the fourth official. As Hayes just spinning around. Carolina now slowing it down a little bit here, as they're keeping possession in their own half of the field. Ball's given away by Schulte on the far side. Spicer plays it back to Greenfield. Now Spicer. Versailles, middle of the park. Plays it to Bellamy. Late in the first half, Rochester, Carolina are scoreless. They'll play one more time on August the 11th. It'll be right here at the Wake Med Soccer Park. It'll be the fourth and final meeting of the year. Middle of the park. Franks turns, looks up. Plays it on the near side for Gore. Approaching the 18. Rosenlund tries to spin. Cannot get away from Lowry. And forward now is Cobway with it. To the near side. Floyd Franks. Crossing midfield, cuts it back to his right foot, plays it forward. Cobway popped it in the air, tough touch there, but able to keep possession. He's got Gore and Montegalvan around him. He's going to play it back to Floyd Franks on the near side of midfield. Carolina with some time here to maybe push it forward once more. Franks with it. Now it's Palladini. Shields overlapping on the far side. Spicer coming to close him down, so they go back to Gregory Richardson. Richardson showing some pace here. Beats one player, but cannot avoid the challenge of Spicer. And the Rhinos have it in the middle of the field. Montegalvan now. Jamie Franks. Far side across the midfield line. Here's Spicer. Corner of the 18. Crosses into the box. It's over Hamilton's head. And over the end line, it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Eric Reed and the Carolina Railhawks, who have 24 points, currently 6 points behind Vancouver. They've played the fewest games in the league, 15 games played. So tonight they start their second half of the season. As Reed will pick up a goal kick, the 26-year-old out of UCLA. And this should probably do it for the half. We'll see what Robert Valdez has in mind. As Reed taking his time here. Gets into the goal kick with his right foot. And that'll do it for half number one from Wake Med Soccer Park. The Rochester Rhinos and the Carolina Railhawks are scoreless after 45 minutes of play. Stick around. The Rhinos halftime show is coming up next on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN is WROC Rochester, now worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. Come and enjoy live jazz performances at the Grill Thursday through Saturday. The Grill offers contemporary American cuisine that will satisfy all palates and the largest wine selection in the city. The Grill is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So come and enjoy a fun, exciting, and relaxed atmosphere. The Grill at the Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-TICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Hello, yes, you there, listening to the radio right now. It's pretty obvious you're a fan. Have you ever thought about maybe working for this radio station? Some questions to consider. Are you a customer-focused sales professional? Are you looking for a better career opportunity, not just a job? Maybe with a company that's focused on a positive work atmosphere where you can work independently and still contribute in a team environment? If you've answered yes to these, then Entercom Rochester may have the gig for you. At Entercom, you're responsible for creating and executing marketing plans for your clients and, of course, developing new business for the company. Entercom is currently looking to hire account managers to help grow the revenue of our 5 radio stations. Previous sales experience is preferred. Oh, and our top people, they make some handsome incomes. Very handsome. We've got a plan and opportunity for you to succeed. Call Megan Patrick at 423-2922. 423-2922. Entercom Rochester is an equal opportunity employer.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
And we've played 45 minutes. Rochester, Carolina are scoreless. And quickly recapping some of the action in half number 1, Neil Kitson made a great diving save to his left to deny Alan Russell his first goal as a Carolina Railhawk. Floyd Franks took a laid-off ball, top of the 18 from Alan Russell, rocked it off the crossbar, up and over the goal. And then also one change in that half. In the 35th minute, Tyler Rosenlund came on for Ryan Hines. We'll see if we can get an update on that situation, if Hines was injured or if it's just a tactical adjustment from Rhinos head coach Bob Lilly. But that's your brief recap of half number 1. No goals, as the Rhinos and the Railhawks have 45 minutes more to play here from the Wake Med Soccer Park. Stick around when we come back. Sir Alex Ferguson talking about the growth of Major League Soccer on the eve of the MLS All-Star Game as Manchester United takes on the MLS All-Stars tomorrow night. That's coming up next on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-free information services such as 900 type numbers. Calls to chat lines and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
With ESPN.com, you can keep up with the sports you want, no matter where they happen. Whether that's Happy Valley or Death Valley, a pond filled with ducks or a swamp filled with gators. Whether it's a palace in Detroit or a pit in New Mexico. From back and forth on Tobacco Road to up and down Yorkie Way, and everywhere from the garden to the field house to the big house. With the best sports video, insights, highlights, and blogs, ESPN.com helps you keep up with everyone, everywhere.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN.com. Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Rochester's sports leader.
Well, tomorrow night it's the MLS All-Star Game. They take on Manchester United from Houston. Sir Alex Ferguson discussing the growth, the great improvement of Major League Soccer on ESPN.
It's been a while since United signed an American player. Do you think there's any particular reason for that?
No, any particular reason at all. I think that they tend to go for younger players. In the case of Jonathan Spector and Jan Kravitsky, a way back a few years ago, and developing the club. Now, the present football in MLS is definitely improving, there's no question of that. And there'll be emerging young players come through, particularly when the competition gets stronger in MLS, which there are signs that's happening at the moment. So we don't discount, signing players from anywhere. The first criteria is he good enough, and it doesn't matter what age he is.
Impression both on the pre-season on both sides of the pond, as it were.
Well, we did a normal preparation at Carrington. It's that hard work that players need, but don't enjoy because it is hard work. Because they know they're not playing their games. They're trained without getting the benefit of a football match. But we had our first game against Celtic in Toronto. I think we're all looking forward to that sort of settled them down a bit. I know we've had a few days in Philadelphia. We're ready for this game in Wellington.
How has pre-season changed during your managerial career compared today with back when you first started all those years ago?
It's enormous changes. The advent of sports science has built preparation pre-season to a different level. We always had cross-structured and thoughtful preparation as we had the material to work with in terms of knowledge of sports science, for instance. It was basically different type of running, for instance. The longer running, much longer running. So we used to do 1,200 metres and 800 metre runs way back when I first came to the club. Now the most we run is maybe 200 metres, that is a massive change. But the results are quite emphatic in the sense of it's the right direction they're going. As I say, sports science has changed so many things, and I think it's been for good.
Talking of the right direction, having built so many great teams during your time with United, where would you say this group is in terms of its development?
Well, I think that we're disappointed in not winning the league. I think we could maybe go better lucky there. That's one or two. I think the Chelsea games, if you take those in their own right, I think the two or three decisions against us, rushing decisions, killed us in both games. And the only would win point, if we draw them in the games, win the league. But that's some years ago that makes you maybe more confident to get breaks, and you do need that bit of work. And the work also is needed in terms of injuries. Every year they say the same thing, all the managers say the same thing. We should be okay as long as we don't have too many injuries. And it's part and parcel of the game, unfortunately, that You have to register for injuries. Last season we started off the season with cover around about 4 in all positions, but we ended up with Neville, O'Shea, Booch, Ferdinand, the two of the Silvers, Brown, all injured, and most of them at the same time. So it put a tremendous strain on us defensively. And I just hope we don't get all that this season. If we can do our average type of injuries, I think we have an outstanding chance, because what people are not recognising in Manchester United at the moment is the developing nature of the team, i.e. the younger players who are coming through, have been at the club now for maybe 2 or 3 years, and now starting to emerge, and they become very good players.
Wayne Rooney is a player who had an injury towards the end of the season. Obviously he's been off the World Cup and he's now taken a little bit of an extended break. How close do you think he is to fulfilling the potential that you first saw in him when you signed him 6 years ago?
Well, we saw it with a fantastic season last season, there's no question. I think that brought about an improvement in terms of his timing and movement in the penalty box, and positioning were improved from the previous season, and that's the kind of improvement I like to see. It didn't do over 50 goals last season. If he does that again this season and adds a little bit to his game, then that's what we expect. Because the boy has this incredible army of talent, and what we have to do is to wait for that maturity. We also do nurture it and try to advise and coach him in a fashion which will improve his game.
That is Sir Alex Ferguson talking about MLS soccer and a little Manchester United talk as they prepare for the upcoming season. All right, from Wakemed Soccer Park in Carolina, the Rhinos and the Railhawks are scoreless. We'll be back with more here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. You need 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here. Must be 18 to play pot.
Do you know why golf is great? It's great because there's no windows, no angry bosses, and no screaming kids. It's great because you can spend less than going to other sporting events and actually play the game. It's all waiting for you at Brockport Golf Club, now open to the public, and it's one of the area's must-play golf courses. Witness an incredible golf experience for seniors Monday through Friday for only $18, and non-seniors only $25 during the week. Brockport Golf Club, bringing the private course experience to a public course at a fraction of the cost. BrockportGC.com.
Thinking about renovating your current home? Why fix it when you can build a brand new one with Faber Homes? Think Faber first and get everything you want without compromise in as little as 3 months. You'll see a much bigger return on your investment, complete with a 10-year warranty. Visit Faber Homes Models at Berkshire Park in Henrietta, where we're open 7 days a week. Opening soon is Regency Park in Greece, where we'll offer both one-story patio homes as well as two-story residences. Call Bill at 359-4800 or visit faberhomes.com for more information.
Hot dogs. No one makes it better than Flygo's. Hot dogs. Hometown favorites from Flygo's. The flavor is right. Every bite. Cover them with lots of everything nice. Everything you like. Come on, taste one. No one makes a hot dog like Flygo's. Cause how we make them great.
And a couple of schedule reminders for the upcoming season here at Marina Auto Stadium. Wednesday, August 4th, the Rhinos and the Portland Timbers kick off at 7 p.m. It's Bark at the Park 4, sponsored by Pet Saver Healthy Superstore. The first 5,000 fans receive a Rhinos team picture. Unfortunately, yours truly will not be in the picture. I was on vacation the day of the shooting, so don't be sad when you don't see Joe Giuliano in the Rhinos team picture. That's brought to you by Connolly Printing. $7 Bark Zone tickets get you and your dog into the game. Pick up your buy one, get one coupon at Rochester area Wendy's locations. That's Wednesday, August 4th. The Rhinos and the Timbers. Call 454-KICK for more information. All right, second half just around the corner. Rochester and Carolina are scoreless.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit rochestersportsfan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. rochestersportsfan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
Come see the Rhinos take on the Portland Timbers Wednesday, August 4th at 7. It's the 4th annual Bark at the Park. Bring your pups to the game and sit in the exclusive Bark Zone. One ticket gets you and your dog into the game for just $7. The first 5,000 fans will also receive a 2010 Rhinos team photo, courtesy of Connolly Printing. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling 454-KICK. Don't miss the Rhinos against Portland Wednesday, August 4th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
This is Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to Rochester Rhinos Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Joe Giuliano calling the game tonight. Mike Moran doing a great job back in the studio. As we're going to kick off the second half, the Railhawks get us underway. And their kickoff immediately given away to Spicer, who gives it right back to the Railhawks. Lowry is dumped in the middle of the park. And half number 2 underway with a bang here as a giveaway and a foul get us going. The Railhawks, Shields has it on the near side. Palladini, his pass back to Shields was deflected, and they'll play it back to their goalkeeper, Eric Reed, who plays it out to the near side. Rochester had a good chance also in that first half. Had a chance to look at the replay on the poor Bobo clearance. Franks was inside the 18, decided to go with the outside of the right foot. But a closer look at that, Spicer was wide open in the middle of the box. Not sure Franks could have got it there, but nonetheless, we are still scoreless as the Railhawks knock this one over the end line, and a goal kick coming up here for the Rhinos. Neil Kitson to take it. And again, just continue with our updates of games coming up at Marina Auto Stadium. We talked about August 4th, the Bark at the Park. It's the Portland Timbers at 7 p.m. And then August 14th, Montreal comes to town. It's Rex's birthday. And Saturday, August 21st, Miami comes to town. It's the 40th anniversary celebration for the Rochester Lancers 1970 NASL Championship. Kitson gets the goal kick up over midfield. Roberts will pop it back into the Carolina half. Here's Rosenlund forward to Hamilton. He's got orange jerseys all over him, but continues to work hard. Schulte will pick up a call here, and a foul called on the Rhinos, as Hamilton will have his name put down for a foul, and a free kick coming up here for Schulte. And on that August 21st game, Miami FC comes to town. The Rhinos will be wearing Lancer retro soccer jerseys, and Miami FC will be wearing Fort Lauderdale Striker retro soccer jerseys, so it's going to be a great night of reminiscing at Marina Auto Stadium. Here's Cobway on the near side. A little chip into the box looking for Russell. He gives the acknowledgement of good service, but a little too far there by Cobway. And Kitson will pick it up. There's been one change so far. Rosenlund came on about 35 minutes for Ryan Hines. And that's the only change so far. As Kitson pushing everybody up in his own half of the field. He's going to get a punt away here. And again, scattered thunderstorms throughout the day and the evening here in Cary, North Carolina. As Kitson pops this one up, takes one hop over midfield. Spicer heads it forward. Rosenlund tries to get it back to him, and that's doing nothing for the Rhinos as Roberts has it now. Plays it with the left foot out of bounds on the near sideline. Again, Rosenlund came on for Hines, and I haven't seen much improvement from that side either. As Shields will have a throw in here. Greg Shields, a 33-year-old. Played 11 games last year with the Railhawks. Can play right back or as a central defender. Throw in here on the near side. The Railhawks taking their time setting this one up. Shields looking around. Getting a little bit of movement off the ball. Still has it on the near sideline. Finally gets it to Lowry. Now Shields with it. Near sideline. Cowboy. Quick 1-2 pass. Intercepted by Greenfield. Forward for Rosenlund. Now back to Versailles. Middle of the park. Montegalvan. On the far sideline. Bellamy keeps it in. TJ Gore. Franks with it. Rain continues to come down. Gore on the near sideline now for Jonathan Greenfield. Greenfield making his 18th appearance this evening. Spicer plays it back, but it's behind Greenfield. He's got to track back on this one. Versailles to Bellamy. Tyler Bellamy played all over the field in his college days at St. Bonaventure. Now has been pretty much a central defender at home here with the Rhinos. Montegalvan kind of dancing and spinning away from the pressure. He's going to lay it back into his own half of the field for Troy Roberts. And the Rhinos will start their attack again. As Roberts coming towards the near side. Gets it to Greenfield. Quick one touch to Hamilton forward. Now Franks, 35 yards out, lays it back for Rosenlund. Back to Franks in the 50th minute and scoreless. Montegalvan tries from about 35 yards out and gets that one wide to the right of Eric Reed, the goalkeeper of the Carolina Railhawks. Carolina looking to start the 4-game homestand with a victory. Is away from home. We talked about them being extremely successful. Reed plays the goal kick short on the near side to Schulte. Now Bobo gets it outside to David Hayes. Floyd Franks checking back. Quick layoff to Hayes. The rain picking up again even heavier. And there's reports all day out of Carolina where the game is on, rain or shine. The Railhawks will be playing tonight. Reed boots this one upfield. Franks takes the header away from Versailles. Now Shields back to Floyd Franks. Now Schulte able to come forward, crossing midfield. He's got some space here. Pushes it out to the far sideline for Hayes. Richardson looking to go to Russell, top of the 18. Robert steps in front of that one. Versailles, long ball, trying to get Hamilton free into space. No one there. Bobo lets this one roll back into the arms of Eric Reed. And the Railhawks avoid the Rochester counterattack as they're trying to get Hamilton into some space to maybe expose the legs and the age of Bobo and Schulte. But so far early on, they've done a very good job of providing depth for one another. If whether Schulte or Bobo has gone up and challenged Hamilton. Here's Bobo now to Schulte. So far they haven't gotten caught flat, exposing that space that Hamilton's looking for. There's Bellamy. Forward to Spicer. Richardson takes it away here for the Railhawks. Here's Floyd Franks now, 35 yards out, middle of the field. Shields coming back on the right side. Now to Franks, avoids the pressure. Outside the 18, chips it into the box. Kitson steps in front of everybody there, and calm and cool, looks very confident coming off his line. Picks that one up there for the Rhinos, rolls it out to Jamie Franks. He's trying to go forward, and no one there. Is Gore not going to win that one. Giveaway here for the Rhinos and their own half of the field on the far side. Railhawks coming away with it. Schulte chips it deep into the Rhinos half of the field. Richardson near the corner flag, cuts it back on his right foot. Driven cross, headed away by Roberts. Now Spicer coming forward for the Rhinos. Looking for some options, nothing there, so he's going to go on a square pass to Franks. Now Franks crossing midfield. Pass intercepted by Hayes, and the Railhawks take advantage of some sloppy Rhinos passing here. There's Cowboy on the near side. Pressured by Versailles, lays it off for Palladini. And collision there. The referee says play on as Roberts and Russell get tangled up. Frank's quick layoff here for Bellamy. Second half and scoreless. Rochester, Carolina. Third meeting out of 4 this year. August 11th, a little over a week until these two teams meet once again here at the Wake Med Soccer Park. Kitson taking his time here, chewing away at the clock. Every little second counts as he sends this one up over the head of Hamilton. Headed forward, Roseland will pick up possession here for the Rhinos. Spicer has it now. He's got Greenfield overlapping if he wants it, but plays it central to Jamie Franks. Franks still with it, now on the near flank, and that's going to get away from Greenfield. And early in the second half, the Rhinos passing has been less than stellar, as Franks had Greenfield pretty much wide open and just got away from him on the wet, slick surface here. I'm sure it's not very easy conditions to deal with, but in a situation like that, I think Greenfield should have received the ball. So it's a goal kick here for the Railhawks. Reed will step in. He'll go short on the near side. Shields loves the long ball forward. Floyd Franks flicks it on. Looking for Palladini. Cleared away by the Rhinos only as far as Cobway. He's going to go central now. Looking for Floyd Franks. Got some space. Montegavan will come and apply some pressure here. 30 yards out, middle of the field. Franks with it. Sprays it out to the far side. David Hayes. Carolina trying to stretch this thing out a little bit. Richardson one-on-one with Gore. Plays it to the middle of the field. Franks. That's a heavy touch there by Richardson. Franks tried to settle it off his chest. He lost possession. Rosenland. Spicer chipping it down the far sideline. And Bobo steps in front of Hamilton. Quickly taken here by the Rhinos. Franks has it in the middle of the field. Just nudged from behind, no call. Referee says play on. And Cobway comes away with it. Into space for Russell on the near side. Roberts in a race here. Russell gets there first. Near the corner flag, Russell. Trying to square up and face Roberts. He can't, so he lays it off. Near side of the 18, Shields. Tries to go for the right-footed cross and off his foot, out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. As Greenfield and Shields went for that loose ball. So the news tonight of Carolina is Alan Russell making his debut. He's starting up at top as the lone forward. The Scottish forward, played in Scotland and England, now trying his future in the U.S., and so far it's a solid debut for the Scotsman. Here's Kitson. His goal kick headed away by the Railhawks right at midfield on the near side. By Lowry, Amir Lowry. Also played with several MLS reserve teams. Now here with Carolina. They throw in down the near sideline, cleared away by the Railhawks. Looks like Rochester is going to go to the bench once again here early in the second half. We'll see what Bob Lilly has here for the Rhinos. As Hayes has it. Chips it forward, Versailles. Gets his head out. Spicer, nice job. Takes it out of the air, spins around. Puts it down on the carpet. Greenfield. Rosenland back to Versailles. Gore now on the far side. Checking back for it is Hamilton, able to get to it. Versailles, nice little touch here on the near side for Spicer. And Spicer's pass is given away. The Railhawks cleared into the Rhinos half of the field. Russell has it now. Quick little touch back. Cobway pushing it forward into the Rhinos half of the field. Floyd Franks. Back to Cobway, 30 yards out. He'll try Richardson on the far side. Gore comes over to close him down. Richardson, cross into the box. No one there but Kitson. Quickly scoops it up, rolls it out to the near side for Jamie Franks. Middle of the field. Rosenland chips it back to Montegavan. That's a tough ball from Montegavan to handle. And given away by the Rhinos again. Railhawks with a giveaway of their own. Bellamy comes away with it in the middle of the field. This is a bit sloppy here. As the final connection, definitely not there for either side. As of yet, Rosenland, another giveaway, and the Railhawks will come away with it. As it was tangling up at midfield, Richardson and Gore. Cobway comes away with it. And he'll push it into the Rhinos half of the field. Richardson with it. Versailles on his back. Richardson avoids that pressure. Gets it outside to David Hayes. As the second half off to a sloppy start. For both coaches not happy with what they're seeing from their sides. Hayes, he'll try to create something here. He gives it away inside the 18. And Bellamy steps in front of it neatly for the Rhinos. Now Montegalvan. Here's Spicer on the far side of the field. Looks up. Nowhere to go, so he's got to go back to Gore. Pressure from the Railhawks. Gore knocks it forward. Looking for Hamilton, who's just doing a bunch of work tonight. As a lone striker, he has got acres of space to cover. Up and back, side to side. It's a thankless job, Anthony Hamilton. Does it quite well. Works extremely hard. There's a foul called. Cobway was knocked off the ball. And a free kick coming up here for the Railhawks. As Rochester is going to make a change here. Hoxie is going to come on, the Magic Man. And let's see who Mr. Hoxie replaces. He's going to replace Anthony Hamilton. Usually when Hoxie comes on and this change is made, it does bring a second forward on. Hamilton, again, thankless job. He's got to work so hard up top. So Hoxie comes on, second change of the game here for the Rhinos. Hoxie, 9 games played, 1 goal and 3 assists. Versailles is also coming off. And Nano Short coming on. So Beverly not wasting much time here. Making some changes here, some tactical adjustments. As Rochester goes to the bench, 3 changes made now. As Versailles is off, Short is on. This is his 9th appearance of the year. And we're back into play here as Bobo gets it out to Schulte on the far side. Hayes has it now. Back to Bobo. Short pass. Square ball. Right to his left, and Schulte plays it back to Bobo. Carolina really not an answer to get out of their own half of the field. So Reed just boots this one deep up the middle of the park. Spicer heads it down. Looking to go forward to Hoxie. Knocked away by the Railhawks. Montegalvan right in the middle of the field in the 60th minute. Greenfield. Here's Rosenlund. Good ball into space for Franks, just outside the 18 on the near side. Spins around, squares up on Bobo. Franks still with it. Corner of the 18 for Rosenlund. Trying to cut it back to his right, tries a fancy backheel pass, and easily intercepted there by Cobway. Railhawks looking to take possession back, but they lose it to Rosenlund. Into space for Hoxie, takes one hop off the wet turf, and goes over the end line on the far side. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Railhawks. So Short, Hoxie coming out in the 58th minute. Hamilton and Versailles have come off, along with Hines in the first half. He came off for Rosenlund. As Bob Lilly, again, a very long, grueling road trip, trying to really shuffle the deck a little bit and juggle things. As you've got Sanfilippo back in Rochester, you've got Pitch Cohen out with a red card, so the Rhinos forced to play the hand they're dealt with, and foul call on Roberts for going up the back of the Carolina forward, and a free kick here. Floyd Franks to take it. Now Schulte. Here's Hayes, far side. Looking for Richardson, nicely intercepted by Gore. Now it's a Spicer on the near side. Hoxie checking back. Good layoff there, but Rosenlund was taken down and no call. Surprise there, but will continue to play. Here's Franks, middle of the field, comes out to the near side. Shields with it. Carolina yet to make a change here again. They've had 10 days off, so these guys can probably go a little longer. And there's a nice break, a well-needed break for the Railhawks. Rhinos cutting inside here is Hayes. Shields with it now. Near sideline. Palladini. Good defensive play there. Spicer standing him up. Knocks it over the near sideline. Throw in quickly taken by the Railhawks. Palladini has it on the near sideline. Bobo to Amir Lowry. Trying to go to the top of the 18 for Franks. Nicely stepped in there by the Rhinos. Counterattack chance here for Hoxie. Hoxie one-on-one with Schulte. See if Hoxie can shake him up, and he does a good job. Forcing Schulte to knock it out of bounds. Picks up a throw-in deep in the Railhawks half of the field. Andrew Hoxie, 23 years old, out of William and Mary College. He's played 9 games this year. Lays it back for Franks on the far side. Low cross, cleared away by Amir Lowry. Ball's played forward by the Railhawks. Bellamy wants to get this one deep into the Railhawks half of the field. He can't. Shanked it off the side of his foot. It's popped straight in the air. Here's Floyd Franks with it. Middle of the field now is Lowry coming forward. Things starting to open up here a little bit. Cobway with it. On the far side looking for Richardson. He and Gore get tangled up. Richardson still pressuring Gore, but nice job by the young TJ Gore to come away with it to Alfonso Montegalvan. Here's Spicer, middle of the park. Rosenlund, back to Spicer. Things, again, loosening up just a little bit here. As they always do around the 60th minute. Spicer sends Shields for a tumble into the Rhinos bench, and there's like a tarp covering the bench sideline. And Shields wet and wild there, slippery down the slide as he's okay, and it's going to be a yellow card for Spicer in the 65th minute. I'm sorry, it was Russell, the player who was sent onto the slip and slide course. As he's up and he's okay. Big, strong boy, Russell. Looks like he can take a lot of contact. So first yellow card of the game goes to Spicer. Just a shoulder challenge, leaned into to Russell. Dave DePasquale, the Rhinos trainer, was actually the table that Russell hit. And Bob Lloyd not happy with that call, as he felt it was a clear shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, which I agree with Bob on. Just two big guys going in strong on the shoulder challenge. So it'll be a free kick here for Shields to get us back underway. Headed away by Montegalvan at the top of his own 18. But Floyd Franks comes away with it for the Railhawks. Now plays it back to Shields. And scoreless. Usually 65 minutes in, things start to open up a little bit, and I think we're starting to see a couple of gaps here and there on both sides. We'll see who can take advantage of it. There's a cross into the box. Headed away there by Roberts. Montegalvan looking to get onto this one. As the Rhinos avoid some pressure here. Laid off for Jamie Franks. Now the big striker, Hoxie, checking back on the far side. Hoxie has it. Some shoves in the back, but Hoxie keeps possession. Montegalvan. Spicer calling for it to the near side. Gets it. Cobway coming over to slow him down. So Spicer will play it right dead center, middle of the park. Coming forward now is Franks. Spinning around, looking for some help. Finds it in Rosenlund. Rochester pushing it forward. Getting a little deeper with each touch here. Franks top of the 18 for Hoxie. He's knocked off the ball by Schulte. And the Railhawks come away with a Cobway. Next to Lowry. Palladini looking to go to Russell. Nicely intercepted there by Bellamy. And the Rhinos have possession, middle of the park. Montegalvan to Spicer. There's Spicer with it, one-on-one with Shields. Plays it 30 yards out, shit forward to Hoxie inside the 18. Off the chest, a left-footed shot. And it's off the mark there by the Rhinos. Good opportunity for Rosenlund as well. As he comes rushing into the 18, takes it off the chest. And sails it just wide of the near side. 68 minutes, and Rosenlund knows he wants that one back. Going to be a change coming up here. As T. Schipperlane is going to be coming on in the 68th minute. He's going to replace Cobway. It was a very busy night. So Schipperlane, a 24-year-old from South Africa, replacing Joseph Cobway. First change of the game here for the Railhawks. Number 27, Schipperlane is on. And we'll see if he can bring some pace here to Carolina. As Joseph Cowboy played in the middle of the park tonight, did a nice job for Martin Rennie, comes off. And on the far side, Hayes coming forward, approaching midfield. Gets it to Richardson. Now in the middle of the park, leaving it there for Bobo. Changing the run of play here to the near side now. We'll try it with Shields. Schippeling, first touch, gets around Greenfield on the near side. Low cross, top of the 18. Turnaround shot, it's up and over the bar as Kitson diving for it. And a good opportunity there for Palladini as he tried the one-timer inside the Rhinos 18 up and over the goal. And it'll be a goal kick here for the Rhinos. Kitson to take it, Schippeling making an immediate impact. T. Schippeling getting around Greenfield on the near side. His third appearance of the season. And he has had a wild 2010. Schippeling started with DC United, then was loaned to Richmond, then was loaned to Harrisburg, and now finally ending up here on a contract with the Carolina Railhawks. So his third appearance of the year, his first touch, a very positive one. T. Schippeling. Here's Roberts with it now. To Greenfield on the near sideline. Pressured by Schippeling, so he goes forward to Rosenlund, who's checking back. Middle of the field now. Nano short. That's the first touch of the game. Great football forward into space, looking for Hoxie. Headed away there by Bobo and out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos. Looks like Rosenlund is playing up a little higher alongside of Hoxie. 2 balls on the field, cleared off, and Roseland has the one that counts. Montegalvan, nice quick touch into space for Franks. Back off to Montegalvan. Quick back outside to Franks. Schippeling marking him. Franks cuts it to his right. Crosses into the box, looking for some help inside the 18. And the Rhinos have scored off the header. The service in from Jamie Franks, and a big mistake inside the Railhawks 18. Sees the Rhinos score here in the second half. It's 1-0 Rochester. I believe it was Hoxie who got his head on it. We'll have to take a closer look as there was traffic and confusion in the box. Franks may be the one credited with the goal, as it could be an own goal as well here, but Rochester has a 1-0 lead. Things were starting to open up here, you could tell, as things really loosened up. Bobo was the one who tried the header inside the 6. I'm not sure if that's going to be an own goal or if it's going to be a goal for Franks. He put it into the box. 76th minute. Rochester with a 1-0 lead. And Matt Bobo, we've seen him make a lot of mistakes over the years. He's been a solid player, but at times he could make that mistake that turns the game on its head, and that is one right there by the 33-year-old Matt Bobo, who's going to want that one back. It's 1-0 Rochester, 76 minutes in. Hey, as you tell the young players, put it in the box, see what happens, and sure enough, it pays off for the Rochester Rhinos. Foul called here on the near sideline. Schippeling is knocked off the ball by Spicer. And a free kick coming up here for Carolina. We have about 13 minutes to get back into this one. And Franks, if he's credited with the goal, that'll be his first of the season to go along with 2 assists. Bobo, big mistake there, is just kind of nudged off the side of his forehead. Hayes with the service. Headed away there by the Rhinos defense. Here's Gore on the far side. Cutting inside. Slide tackle there by the Railhawks, 70th minute. And cleared away by Schulte. Here's Shields on the near side. Coming forward is David Hayes, who's on the right side after taking that free kick. Strikers up top available for Martin, ready to get back into this one. Barbara, Boudny. See if they come on here for Martin Rennie in the second half. Throw in on the far sideline, quickly taken by the Railhawks. Shields gets it in the middle of the field for Lowry. Carolina trailing 1-0. Haven't got word yet if it's an own goal or if Franks is getting credit for it. Palladini. Here's Lowry, 30 yards out. Lines it up with the right foot, and it's up and over the goal. Amir Lowry looking to go from distance there and loosen up this Rhinos defense. As now they'll try to put a stranglehold on this 1-0 lead. And with conditions like this, not surprised that it was a bit of a breakdown, kind of a fluke goal that found the back of the net. Franks just served a nice in-swing ball into the box, and some miscommunication there among the Carolina goalkeeper and defenders, leading to a goal for Rochester. The ball ends up in the back of the net as it was slightly redirected off the head of Bobo, and Reed was going down for it. It sneaks in just to his right. Kitson with the goal kick, had some trouble getting a ball here, so finally gets one, and he'll get this one into play. Up over midfield. Montegavan heads it down to the turf. And Shipolane plays it forward. Franks avoids the pressure. Into space now. Russell, just outside the 18, tries to strike it with the right foot. And it's blocked by Bellamy, sacrificing and getting in front of that shot from the Scottish striker. Throw in for Carolina on the far side of the field. Alan Russell again, real quiet here in the second half, the way the Rhinos like it. But Schulte is going to take the throw in. Got the towel on his hands. Going to dry things off here. And we'll see if this gives Carolina a chance to make a change. And it does. It's going to be Matt Watson coming on, number 8. And didn't get to see the player he was replacing. But Watson comes on, the 25-year-old. This will be his 12th appearance of the season. And we'll try to see who he replaces. This is the second change of the game for Martin Rennie. And Schulte in the 75th minute makes the change. Barbara is also coming on. Etienne Barbara, the Maltese international, also on in the 75th minute. Schulte with the long throw-in. Ball's dry, hands are dry. Whips this one into the Rhinos box. Flicked up in the air. Watson gets a touch at it inside the 18. Now comes outside the box. Still trying to turn the corner. Gets the cross away, and no luck, no avail there as Watson dribbles it basically out of bounds. Goal kick coming up here for the Rhinos. So Watson and Barbara have come on. Etienne Barbara, the 27-year-old. 5 goals, 1 assist this year. I'm not sure if he replaced Russell. We'll take a look at that here, see what the change was for Martin Rennie as the Rhinos have a goal kick. 76 minutes now. And it's a goal kick for Kitson. Flick forward now, off the mark there. The Railhawks send it back into the Rhinos half of the field. And out of bounds. Should be a throw-in for Carolina. Let's see if it's a call, though. First is Russell. And Roberts get tangled up, and the Rhinos are going to be called for the foul. Montegavan can't believe it. And the referee initially was pointing in the direction of the Railhawks. He made a mistake, then changed it, and now he's given possession back to the Rhinos. So Montegavan tried the quick restart, but the referee, Robert Valdez, says no, we're not going to go just yet, as Roberts is still down on all fours. So Rochester has a free kick. A little misunderstanding there for Sullivan and Barbara, who could make a very deadly strike force. They get their first look together. Roberts waves off the Rhinos trainer, says, I'm okay. We can go on here. So a valuable 3 points on the line for the Rochester Rhinos, and what a way it would be to come home with some more points tonight. Roberts will take this free kick. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead if you're just tuning in. Franks served the ball into the box off the head of Bobo. Ended up in the back of the net. We're not sure if they give Franks the credit yet, or if it's going to be officially credited as an own goal. The Rhinos free kick goes over the near sideline. Deep in the Carolina Railhawks half of the field. Here's Rosalind. Just nudged off the ball by Shields. Hayes with it now. Pressured. Good stuff from Hoxie. And forcing the Railhawks into a long giveaway here, middle of the field. TJ Gore takes it and sends it all the way back to Kitson. Kitson outside his 18. Long ball driven forward, looking for Hoxie. Headed away by David Hayes. Nice job by Roberts to come in. Helps out Greenfield. Gets it forward to Spicer. Looking to go to Rosenlund. Knocked away there. Shields has it. Touch forward over the head of Russell. Looks like Barbara is playing on the left side of the field. Not side by side with Alan Russell, at least at this point. We're about 10 minutes away from the 90-minute mark. The Rhinos with a 1-0 lead and a hard challenge there by, looks like Franks called for the foul. Franks is the player who's also down for the Railhawks. So Watson and Barber have both come on. 3 changes made by each side. As the Railhawks have a free kick on the far side of the field, just in their own half. And don't forget the Rhinos are back home on Wednesday, August 4th. The Portland Timbers come to town for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Be sure to call 454-KICK for your tickets. Right, middle of the field. Floyd Franks back to Shields. Schipperlane trying to go forward to Watson. Stepped in front of there by Greenfield. Franks whips one out to the far side. Looking for some help here is David Hayes. Pushes it back to his right. Looking for Sullivan. Poor clearance there by Roberts. And Russell able to scoop it up outside the 18. Right foot across. Into the box. Up and over everyone there. The Rhinos dodging a bullet. As Russell, his service a little off the mark. A goal kick here for the Rhinos. Kitson to take it. Rochester, if they can pick up the win here, will end with a very, very good 3-game massive road trip with 2 wins and a loss. And for Rochester, hopefully that'll bring some of the fans out for the August 4th game. The Rhinos who really deserve a huge showing for the next few home games after a solid performance on these 3 games down south. Kitson gets the header forward off a short. Trying to get it to Hoxie, but Schulte clears it to Reed. And Reed just boots it out of bounds on the far sideline. Throwing for the Rhinos. They'll take this very much. As Reed and Bobo, I'm sure, going to have to sort things out and maybe discuss what happened on that play. But I like the initiative from Franks, just pushing him towards the goal. Especially wet, sloppy conditions. And you see exactly what could happen there. Here's Gore. Now Franks with it. Into space on the far side. Roseland triple teamed. Still looking to keep possession here. Can't. Hayes spins and clears it away. Headed back forward though by the Rhinos. Nano Short has it now. Some possession here from the Rhinos. As they'll stretch the Railhawks out and chew away at some of this time. Bellamy, Montegalvan. Now Bellamy forward. And giveaway here. The Railhawks giving the ball back, and Reed quickly plays it out to Shields on the near side. Bobo forward for Franks. Lowry trying to get away from the pressure of Roseland in the middle of the field. Railhawks trailing 1-0. Lowry still with possession. Approaching the midfield circle. Looks like Rich Costanzo getting ready to check in for the Rhinos. Laid off for Shields. Now Watson, middle of the field. Shields back down the near sideline. Gets it to Watson. Plays it central for Schipperlane. He's knocked off the ball. Greenfield plays it forward to Spicer. Spicer and Montegalvan get mixed up, and Schipperlane comes away with it for the Railhawks. Schulte. Far side. Hayes. Here's Etienne Barbara. Lays it off for Hayes. Railhawks looking to break this Rhinos defense. Schulte to Matt Watson, middle of the field. Here's Floyd Franks, 30 yards out, middle of the park. He's dumped, but gets it out to Schipperlane on the near side. Schipperlane gets around Greenfield inside the 18. Low hard cross at the 6, cleared away nicely by Roberts. As T. Schipperlane has really come on and given Greenfield fits this evening. Schipperlane, the 24-year-old, played at Lindsey Wilson College, has been extremely effective. So Rich Costanzo is coming on now for Rochester. This will be the fourth change for the Rhinos. He's going to replace T.J. Gore, who's done a very, very solid job on the outside back position on the right side, filling in for Frankie Sanfilippo. So Rich Costanzo is on, and T.J. Gore is off, and I think T.J. Gore deserves a nice round of applause from everyone on the Rhinos bench. 80th minute, 10 minutes left here, plus stoppage time. Costanzo sprints onto the field, gives some instructions to Rosenlund, and I'm sure there may be a few tactical adjustments that the Rhinos make here to close this one out. Throw in for the Railhawks deep in the Rhinos half of the field. On the near side, Schulte gets this one to the top of the six. Headed straight up in the air, Rosenlund heads it out to the flank. Now Roberts, and the Rhinos trying to clear it out. Here's Roberts, gets under his foot, still able to push it out to the right side. Here's Franks. Counterattack opportunity here for the Rhinos. Rosenlund pushing forward. Franks goes out to Hoxie. Back to Franks, and coming back is Amir Lowry to break up the 1-2. Here's Hayes. Hoxie still with pressure, able to win the ball back for the Rhinos. Top of the box, Rosenlund takes a shot, misses with the right foot, and cleared away by Carolina. Here's Montegalvan now, still in Carolina's half of the field. Spicer on the near side. Plays it back to Montegalvan, chips it into the top of the 18, and Bobo clears it away there, looking for Hoxie. But now Lowry has it, middle of the field. He's coming forward. Can Carolina get back into this one? Not much time left here. Checking back is Schipperlane. Back to Lowry, middle of the field. Good pressure there from Bellamy, forcing Floyd Franks into a negative pass. And the Railhawks still in their own half of the field. Shields with it now on the near sideline. Franks to Schipperlane. Now back to Franks on the near side. He's got Watson as an option. Gets the ball here on the near flank. Greenfield steps over to close him down along with Spicer. Watson cuts it inside. Top of the 18. And good hard challenge, no call. Top of the box. Shields, low hard cross into the box. And coming in with the right foot shot as there's a foul called on the play inside the 18. As Etienne Barbara coming in with a hard shot. But no call, no play there as it's called on a foul. Etienne Barbara, the 27-year-old from Malta. Played for 10 years in the Maltese Premier League. Has 30 appearances with the national team. Good little build-up there from Carolina. Shields just whips a dangerous ball into the box and looking for some movement off the ball as Shields and the Railhawks, who are trying to get at least even here against Rochester, who's been extremely stingy so far tonight and hopefully continues to be. As the Rhinos and the Railhawks playing late here at Wake Med Soccer Park. And we're having some technical difficulties here late in the match. Let's see, Mike, if we can take a short break from the studio and get back into this one here. We've got some technical difficulties coming on this one. We'll take a short break here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. The Rhinos late in the game have a 1-0 lead.
Hello, yes, you there, listening to the radio right now. It's pretty obvious you're a fan. Have you ever thought about maybe working for this radio station? Some questions to consider. Are you a customer-focused sales professional? Are you looking for a better career opportunity, not just a job? Maybe with a company that's focused on a positive work atmosphere where you can work independently and still contribute in a team environment?
If you've answered yes to these, then Entercom Rochester may have the gig for you.
At Entercom, you're responsible for creating and executing marketing plans for your clients and, of course, developing new business for the company. Entercom is currently looking to hire account managers to help grow the revenue of our 5 radio stations.
Previous sales experience is preferred.
Oh, and our top people thought they make some handsome incomes.
Very handsome.
We've got a plan and opportunity for you to succeed. Call Megan Patrick at 423-2922.
423-2922.
Entercom Rochester is an equal opportunity employer.
No one makes it better than
in from your office call. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available for digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller paid information services such as 900-type numbers. Calls to chat lines and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Experience it all at the Strathallan Hotel. The Strathallan Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff and the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strathallan Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallan.com.
Welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. The game is over, and again, the weather absolutely atrocious. So again, contributing to our technical difficulties. So, final score this evening: Rochester 1, Carolina nothing. So after 3 games in the season series, it is 1-1-1, and the rubber match, the tiebreaker will be August the 11th. Rochester is at Carolina once again. Well, let's revisit what happened this evening. Carolina had some chances in the first half. Crossbar for Floyd Frank stood up and over the goal. Alan Russell had a shot that was off the saved by Neil Kitson. Diving to his left, a nice save there. And for Kitson, he picks up the clean sheet. Good job there by the Rhinos keeper in very adverse, sloppy conditions, but the Rhinos nonetheless pick up the 1-0 victory. Franks in the 76th minute served the ball into the box. It was deflected off the head of Bobo, so I don't have the official word just yet if it's either a own goal or if Jamie Franks is credited with his first goal of the year, but nonetheless, that is the goal. That's the one that counts tonight. Rochester picks up the 1-0 victory. All right, so looking at our standings now in the USSF second division, with the win tonight, Rochester has played 20 games. They're 9-5-6. They've got 33 points. They're just 2 points behind the Austin Aztecs. Rochester with 22 goals for and 16 against. Tonight, with the loss, the Railhawks will play the fewest games in the league with 16, pick up their 4th loss of the year. They are 6-4-6. They've got 24 points, and they've got 19 goals for and 13 against. So Rochester, I guess, doing Vancouver a bit of a benefit here, as the Railhawks still trailing Vancouver by 6 games, but with 3 games in hand. So final score again is Rochester 1, Carolina nothing. As we'll go back and revisit our Zweigels Red Hot player of the game. And you know what? I think T.J. Gore was absolutely outstanding tonight in replacement of Frankie Sanfilippo. T.J. Gore, very versatile, very quick player, did a great job as he did a nice job filling in on the right side of defense. So Zweigels Red Hot player of the game. Let's go with T.J. Gore. Mike, do we have the goal for the Franks in the 76th minute? Let's go back and visit that one. In the 76th minute, there was a service into the box by Jamie Franks that went off the head of Bobo, and that'll be your Faber Holmes play of the game. Schipperlane marking him. Franks cuts it to his right. Crosses into the box, looking for some help inside the 18, and the Rhinos have scored off the header, the service in from Jamie Franks, and a big mistake inside the Railhawks 18. Sees the Rhinos score here in the second half. It's 1-0 Rochester. I believe it was Hoxie who got his head on it. We'll have to take a closer look as there was traffic and confusion in the box. Franks may be the one credited with the goal, as it could be an own goal as well here. But Rochester has a 1-0 lead. Things were starting to open up here, you could tell. Saturday, August 14th, Montreal comes to town, 7 p.m. It's Rex's birthday bash. The first 1,000 fans receive a soccer ball, courtesy of the Marina Auto Group. Meet Rex and all of his mascot friends and see the halftime mascot soccer match. And you can also join Rex for the first ever sleepover following the game at Marina Auto Stadium. Set up your tent following the Rhinos meet and greet. It's open to all fans. And then on Saturday, August 21st, Miami comes to town, 7 p.m. It's the 40th anniversary celebration of the Rochester Lancers' 1970 NASL Championship. Both Rochester and Miami wearing retro soccer jerseys. They'll be auctioned off with all the proceeds going to the Breast Cancer Coalition of Rochester. The Rhinos wearing the Lancer throwback jerseys and the Strikers, or the Miami FC wearing the Strikers throwback jerseys. You can meet, reminisce with over 40 former Rochester Lancer players, coaches, and front office officials. It's also a Rhinos koozie giveaway to the first 2,500 fans, 21 and over, brought to you by Saranac Brewing Company. For more information on all these great events coming up at Marina Auto Stadium, be sure to call 454-KICK, 454-5425, or visit rhinosoccer.com. Well, that'll do it for tonight's game. Rochester picking up the 1-0 win over the Carolina Railhawks. The season's longest road trip is over. The Rhinos ending up with 2 wins and 1 loss. Congratulations to the boys. And hopefully on that August 4th game against Portland, the crowd will be in full effect. The Rhinos really deserve your support. A great performance in a very difficult road trip. So, for Mike Moran, I'm Joe Giuliano. We'll be back on the air Wednesday, August 4th, 6:30 with the pregame show, 7 o'clock kickoff. The Rhinos and the Portland Timbers at Marina Auto Stadium. The Rhinos victorious tonight, 1-0 over Carolina. We'll talk to you next week on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Thanks for listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Sports Radio 950 ESPN, your home for Mike and Mike in the morning, Shope and the Bulldogs, weekday afternoons, Major League Baseball, including the playoffs and the World Series, St. John Fisher football, and your home for Buffalo Sabres play-by-play. Regular programming is next on Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.